Hello everyone, I'm Pujita. I'm from Faxit. I work as a software engineer. Uh, if I want to describe myself in one word, I'd like to be described as a chill girl, and that's it about me. Thanks.
Hi everyone, this is Archana. I'm currently working as a software engineer in FactSet. Hi everyone, this is Ramya Irmalla. I work at Fact Software Engineer 1. To describe myself in one word is like I'm a traveler. I love to travel over all the world, so to explore new things and experience new adventures and like.
Hello everyone, I'm Sneha. I'm a full stack developer and describing myself in one word is like being an ambivert explorer. I like to explore new things about the text.
Hello everyone, my name is Archana. I am a full stack developer and to describe myself in one word, I am a achiever and a writer of my own life.
Hi everyone, I am Madhushri and I am a product owner at Health Catalyst. One word about me is I rather think about solution than problems. So I don't worry much. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Shrivani. I am a computer science and engineering student from Mallareddy Engineering College. And one thing to describe about me is I am an explorer and learn new things.
Good morning everyone. I am Divya. I am from Mallareddy. I am a third year student. To describe myself, I want to know new things from.
Hello everyone, good morning. I am Naga Arundhati. I am currently pursuing my computer science engineering at Vienna VJIT. And to describe about myself in one word, I'd say I'm a smart thinker and I like to innovate new ideas and think about those solutions. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Lahari Kota from KL University, currently pursuing computer science and engineering. If I have to put myself in a single word, I would say I'm a tech enthusiast and a anime lover.
Hello everyone, I am Ashmita. I am from MLR Institute of Technology, pursuing my computer science in the computer science department. I really love to, try to get new ideas to solve the problems in the real world, and I really love to attend these kind of events and looking forward to connect with you all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Sri Lakshmi from Stanley College of Engineering. So if I want to describe myself, it would be learner because I learn from my failures.
Hello guys, I'm Pranavi. I'm a CSE student from Stanley College of Engineering and Technology for Women. In one word, I could say I'm an opportunity grabber. I try to grab all the opportunities I get.
Hello everyone, I'm Vaishnavi. I'm from Mallareddy Engineering College for Women. In one word, I would like to tell I'm a happy girl who explore new things, and I'm an ambivert. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Harini from Vidya Jyoti Institute of Technology, studying in second year in IT department. If I if I'm if I were to describe myself in one word, I would say I'm a quick grasper. Yeah, that's about me.
Hello everyone, I am Shravani Charugundla. I'm a fourth year student at Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology. I'm a current incoming intern at Experian. I'm a software engineer intern, so I'm looking forward to explore the corporate world. If in one word I were to describe myself, I would call myself a self-driven, self-motivated person. Apart from this, I'm also a Carnatic full-time flutist.
Hello everyone, I am Pratibha Singh. I am having around 10 years of experience in Salesforce ecosystem. It's very difficult to describe in one word, but I would say that I have a never give up attitude that I like about myself. It's very nice to see you all and looking forward to catching up. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Deepthi. I'm working in Dr. Reddy's as an analytical scientist. Good to meet all of you here. In one word, I want to describe myself as
I'll be able to help everyone whatever I can. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Bhavita, a third year student from ICFA University, studying CSE. I would describe myself as a creative explorer who wants to work in that field. It can be anything, but I just want to lead my life in a creative way. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm VH Nidhi. I'm a DSS student in ICFA University. If I have to describe myself in one word, I would say I'm a cheerful person. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Gayatri and I'm currently doing my BTech third year from Malaradi Engineering College for Women. And in one word, I would like to describe myself as a overthinker. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for participating in this icebreaker round. So the event is going to start now.
Hello all, good morning. Happy Women's Day to everyone. Yeah. So we'll be having two panels today. First panel will be of entrepreneurs and CEOs, and second panel will be of the industry leaders. Okay, so we'll be starting with our first panel. I would like to call Vinita Surana, serial entrepreneur, strategic investor, executive director at Surana Group, founder of Win-Win Situation. Please be seated. So our second panel member is Chetna Jain, CEO of Dhumra Ritu, Consultants and Const, President of Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs. So our third is Ishita Saxena, founder of Arizu, member of WICCI, ex-business analyst at Accenture and CEO of Ishmael Organics. Please be seated. Please give a huge welcome to them. So as we all know, these people are entrepreneurs and CEO. How many of you want to become entrepreneurs from here? Okay, then you would love this talk. Okay, so we'll start with our first question. What is the most impossible idea you ever had and how did you turn it into reality? Can you please start from Ishita?
I think the most impossible idea I ever had was to become an entrepreneur. So I come from tech background and I've done an MBA and I also was in the corporate world for 10 years. And after working for so many years, just quitting your job and fixed salary is, it's a very, very big decision that you have to make. It was a big risk, but I'm happy that I took it. It's been 7 years. I quit my job and delved into this business that I am in. Worthwhile, took a lot of patience, grit, and determination to be able to go and give that resignation letter. But I think eventually it was worth it.
Thanks, Palak, for having me here. It's such an honor to be amongst you all. When I entered, I had such positive energy from the WTM group. So thanks again. And a huge round of applause for you all to come early on a Sunday morning. I want to share two experiences. One, when I was a little younger, I wanted to go into an Ivy League, and only 1% of the applicants that apply to Ivy League schools get selected. So you need to be in the top 1 percentile to get into the school. Also bear in mind, I come from a very traditional family where women have not gone abroad to study. We are very, very comfortable and privileged in terms of the materialistic things, but our families are a bit more patriarchal and they're not forward thinking. So I wanted to challenge that norm and like redefine what's possible. And I didn't want to go to any college. I wanted to go to an Ivy League. And of course, the first thing that my parents and my grandparents said that you can't do it. Like, why do you want to waste your time? And we have this really big wedding coming in my family. One of my elder sisters was getting married. So you should come to that wedding and a couple of more weddings. Do not be in your books and stuff like that. And of course, you'll get a very good alliance if you come to these weddings. And I'm so grateful that there was something inside me which knew at that time that weddings will come and go, alliances will come and go, boyfriends will come and go, but the education that you give yourself is for lifelong. And I took that time. My nanny didn't talk to me, I think, for a year because I missed these weddings. I had a lot of backlash, but I studied, I did extreme research to get into this college, and I finally did get in. When I came back, like my biggest cheerleaders were my family. So I think that was the first time I proved to myself that if you put your mind to it, and even if your community or people around you can't see it, if you can see it being possible, it is going to be possible. So I can go on the second. I think I've taken a lot of time, so I'll take the second.
Good morning, all of you. A happy Women's Day to all the young girls here and beautiful ladies here. So I think, that was a very tricky question, impossible decision to make. For me, everything is possible, I think. For me, there is no word in my dictionary which says it's impossible. But yes, when I started off, when I completed my architecture, my mother was very, very keen that I get into a government job or I get into a job and settle down. But I, for one, always believed that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Because my only simple funda in life to be an entrepreneur is that I do not want to work under anybody. I cannot take orders from anybody. I want to be my boss. So I think, this was the single point of motivation that I always had, and that's how I turned up being an entrepreneur. And I chose to be an entrepreneur also in a very unconventional field of architecture. Probably when I passed out my architecture, there were very few women in this field. And the first time when I went to site, I still remember, the construction workers. And because, we were quite new and very enthusiastic also, like, we're going to command so many bunch of people and all. But so when I went there for the first time and when I started talking to them, the first thing I saw was there was so much of resistance to a woman giving them orders to work. So one of them, he was like telling, "Kyun aa jate hain log ghar mein khana bana sakte hain na? Why are they here and commanding us?" I could have taken that comment with a little pinch of salt and retorted back to him. But what I felt is retorting back to him was not the solution for this question or this mindset, because the mindset will remain the same. What I need to do is prove that I am one notch above them. So what I did is I did a little bit of research. I said, what is it that connects me to these guys? So first thing was the colloquial language that they spoke in the building industry. And next thing was, if you're technically superior to them, knowledge-wise, and you are able to tell them what to do in their own language, I think the barrier is broken down. And I exactly did that. And today, 25 years later, when I go to the sites, I think, they stand up first, oh, madam, aa rahe hain. So that shift, what I have seen today, from the day when, why are women in the field, to, oh, madam, aa gaye, is a huge change. And I think, I feel very good about it. It's not about the success, or it's not about what I am being accredited to for today, but I think it is a huge, huge trajectory that we've crossed in all these years to come here and sit in front of you and talk to all of you and share our experiences. So I think that's about it.
So inspiring, ma'am. So the next question, maybe we can start from you. So many people fear taking risk, actually. So what is the risk that you took and that changed everything for you?
I think I've taken risk at every step in my life. Everything. Because see, without risk, no gain. No pain, no gain. So if you've got to take the risk, you've got to take the risk. If you dare to dream, then you will dare to achieve. So every time, the moment you get afraid of risk, sitting at the edge, or sitting there and thinking, whether the water is deep or whether I will drown or whether I will swim will not help you work. You will have to take the plunge. Only then you will know how deep it is. So I think for me also business was like that. Every time I was faced with a difficulty, I always thought, okay, it's a challenge, fine, let's see. At the most, what will happen? I will fail, but I won't die, isn't it? At the most. Even today when I take a presentation and go for my project, I tell my team, at the most what will happen? Maybe we don't get the project, but is it the end of the road? No. It means we have one more project coming, so nothing like that. Of course, by God's grace, we've never failed, that is a different story. But I'm always mentally prepared for both, yes or a no. Okay, you succeed or you fail, but I will take it in my own stride. So I think that keeps me going all the time, and that is the biggest risk of my life. When you know that the probabilities of succeeding are also 100% and failing are also 100%, I think that is the biggest risk. You can be mentally prepared always. So that's how it is.
That's amazing. Vinita, please.
I definitely agree with you. I think I've taken risk all my life. So I come from a business family, and my family is into solar. So we do the solar modules and we do solar farms. We do real estate. In real estate, we do warehousing for most quick commerce and e-commerce companies. And we also do auto components and copper. So I was the first woman to join the family business. So till then, we, as women, we only enjoy the benefits of the family business. What I mean by that is like, you can go for holidays, you can buy like, luxury items, but you cannot enter the boardroom. You cannot make decisions. And I wanted to challenge that. And it was a very big risk because the people who are in the boardroom are on your dinner table. So if you say something which is very sensitive, or like they're 3 generations working together, and going into those boardrooms, challenging your own family is the complete personification of risk, I think. But I just want to share an example. I have taken risk like at every step of the way, and I think there's that quote, right? Good girls never make history. I think that is so true, because every time I was initially labeled the black sheep of the family, and then you come out shining, and then everybody is clapping because you've made something out of you. So so there's a spot funding reality show that I have just shot with Geo Cinemas, and when they came to me, it's very similar to Shark Tank. So when they came to me to be one of the lions or one of the sharks comparison, everybody in my family was like, are you sure you want to be on national television? What if you say something stupid? What if you're trolled? What if, they are much more intelligent counterparts, like the more veteran judges next to your investors. And I was like, if they can do it, so can I. In the 3 months before shoot, I made sure I saw 100 or 200 episodes of Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, Australia, Shark Tank, India, Shark Tank, US. I got all the skills that is possible. Went and spoke to at least like 10 due diligence teams. So even when you are on the path of progress, you still have to up your skills. You still have to up your network. You still have to go to that next level of yours. And it is taking the biggest risk. So hopefully this risk pans out, and when you guys see it on OTT, hopefully you like it.
That's actually amazing.
Yeah,
Good to inspire.
we all will see that for sure.
I think I take risk every day in my life, very honestly. What they've said is something which we, as entrepreneurs or as for me, being a mom of 2, I'm always hustling between things, and I have a sick child at home, so I've taken a risk of being here rather than with her, where she might just throw tantrums and throw everything around. So for I think for being successful or just progressing in life, you have to take risk at every step and every second day. What we say is hustling or balancing, I would call it risking. because someone or the other would be at the back end blaming you for not doing something which was right as per them. So if you're progressing in life, you will be taking risk every day, every second hour, and every decision that you make, be it for professional, be it for personal, would be a risk to the other side. So I think we are always taking risks every day. That is what I would call it from my side.
Did this thought come in your mind? What if I fail?
That is the first thought that always comes.
Then how did you deal with that?
So I'll tell you, every event, I'm inherently, I was an introvert person. I was never so good at networking or communication. I've been a single child, so not that I had siblings to chit chat with. So when I started entrepreneurship or I ventured into this, the first rule of thumb was networking. And it's been around 5 years now. Till today, whenever I go to a networking event, first or second statement, and I get, right now we are all women together, right? We go to networking events where 100 men and 10 women in a group, generally. So first of all, I get there, of course I get intimidated. And there's a pep talk happening in my head all the time. Ishtagma, just first introduction. Say first introduction. Just crack one or two and we'll go from there. And I always call up my husband, you know what, I'm getting free, just pick me up in the next 15 minutes. And Ishita, you have to crack that first conversation in the 15 minutes, then you have to go home. You start first, you do, and automatically there's one more person, you start 2, and then turns to 12 and 10, and you're telling your husband, oh, don't come for next 1 hour, I think I've cracked the code. And he's like, I've wrapped up the kids, I have to come. I'm like, no, wait, I've cracked the code. So that risk and that fear is always there, and the back of the mind, you're always telling, no, you're here, you've taken out time, you've left kids and family at home, you have to make something out of this. So, and I genuinely, I was 2 days back, I was at the D2C event, I was sitting in the middle of the event, I was like, first intro, and it's been 2 years I've been doing this, and still I tell myself, first intro. So yes, life is a risk in every sense.
What about you, Vanita? So, like, have you ever thought that, like, what if I fail? And also, it's like, no, what if I fail? Log kya kahenge? Everyone has that thought, right? So, what about that?
Okay, thank you. I completely agree with Ishita that you need to give yourself personal challenges all the time for progressing. Coming to Palak's question of what if I fail, I think if any of you follow me on social media, I make a lot of noise, whether it's my LinkedIn, whether it's my Instagram. I make a lot of noise. Every week you'll see me speaking at an event or taking an award. But trust me, for every accolade that I have won, there are 10 I have failed at. But everybody doesn't know. We live in a culture where we only highlight our successes. We don't know that, you know, people are crying in rooms. People are like, it's not only fear of failure, like fear of failure that I have failed because something I have done wrong. There are so many hundred circumstances which are out of your control, and that's why you have failed also so many times. And the second thing which you will find a lot when you are progressing is people pulling you down. It can be your friends, it can be your family members, it can be your competitors. Everyone is either jealous or either wants to sabotage you or either they want to be on top of you. So we are very lucky that we are in a room where women are cheering women. But in the real world, it is not like that. I have had my presentation sabotaged. I have had like my clients stolen, my team, you know, poached. I mean, there are 100 things that have gone wrong, which is why I have failed. There are many times I have failed because of my negligence and my incapabilities too. But I think those are the moments, you know, you fail, you're down, you lock yourself in a room. But when you can come out stronger from that moment, you have made it. You are only stronger on the other side. If you are there in that pity hole for a year, nobody cares. If you're there for 5 years, nobody cares. If you're there for 2 days and you come up, then the traction, the rise, the exponential growth that you have, everybody is going to clap at. That is what I think.
That's So true, actually. On social media, we always tell like we are so happy, we are doing this, that, but nobody knows what we are doing behind the scenes. Yeah.
Okay, so what if you fail and log kya kahenge? I think that those are two things which keep on going in my mind always. I lost my father when I was quite young. So, and being the eldest daughter in the family, I always had the responsibility of looking after my siblings and supporting my mom. So every time the pressure to perform and the pressure to win and the pressure to succeed was always high. But believe me, every time you get up, you just think, oh, I should succeed. But it's not like that. We're very sure that we are going to fail. Maybe in terms of relationships, maybe in terms of your business, maybe in terms of your work, anything. It could be a day-to-day affair. But for me, first thing I ruled out in my life was log kya kahenge. I completely ruled it out. क्योंकि लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, लोगों का काम ही कहना है. So they will keep telling you do what you want to do because they are not going to come and hold your hand. So I always believed that it's okay if I fail, but then I'm very happy that if I fail or if I succeed, the decision is mine. So I have nobody to blame. I only have myself to blame. So I don't listen to anybody. Which means I listen to everybody's point of view, but then I have made my decision on my own. Log kya kahenge doesn't matter to me even today. I am like, लोगों को जो बोलना है बोलो, मैं तो वही करूँगी जो मुझे ठीक लग रहा है. Because see, because I have the conviction, I have the commitment to my own self. I'm not answerable to anybody else. So I'm not answerable to anybody else other than myself. When I get up every morning and I question myself, was it right that I did? If I'm able to tell myself, yes, this was right, yes. If my mind says or my conscience says, no, Chetna, you failed, then I know I've made a mistake. So I am actually only answerable to myself. Of course, I'm answerable to my team and my employees also. But then see, if I, as a person leading them, tries to glorify a failure, then I'm failing my team. I'm failing my co-founder, so which I don't do. So if it's failure, I always believe in taking the onus onto myself. The second thing is I am a president for a not-for-profit called Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs. So here we try and see that we foster entrepreneurship amongst young women. We try and train marginalized women where they can take up skills which help them to earn their livelihood. So here we have networking meetings so that we can meet people. The only statement I tell everybody here is, there are so many platforms where you can share your success stories. But I provide a platform at Cove which says, please come and share your failures with us. Because what we need today is people to understand that they can come and openly share their failures without being judged. We don't want people to judge us. What we need is we want people to listen to us. We just want to be heard. We don't want suggestions. We don't want ideas. All that we want is just listen to us. And why we do this here is, sometimes somebody's failure story maybe has a solution with somebody else sitting in the audience. Because every one of us is going through a typical journey. As she rightly said, on social media we put up a lot of beautiful things about ourselves. We don't put our failures because we only want to listen to the applause. We do not want to listen to, the backlash. All of us. But then if the day we are ready for this backlash, the day we are ready for criticism, I think that is the first stepping stone to success you've made. Because if you can move ahead, if you can have the guts to listen to criticism and still stand your ground, I think you've made it in life. Because all that matters to all of us is log kya kahenge. So one statement that can change our lives is, log kya kahenge nahi, hum kya karna chahte hain, hum ye kyun karna chahte hain, why we want to do it, and what is it that we are doing. There is a purpose. Question yourself, why are you doing this? For what are you doing this? And what is it that you want as an outcome? So if all these three are clear, I think our goal is achieved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shikha. So the next question is, if you had to redefine what success looks like, not in numbers, but in impacts, then how would you define it?
I don't know, I really feel success is very abstract, Palak. in numbers, yes. Unfortunately, we live in a society where numbers attribute your success. But then, as you rightly said, if if you go to a place and somebody receives you very warmly and says, "Hey Chetna, yes, how are you doing?" If a employee who's left me 10 years back for a better opportunity still comes back and says, "Ma'am, this is the milestone I've achieved in my life." Still, if one of my old employees still comes and says, "Ma'am, how are you?" And somebody whom I met maybe years ago says, "Ma'am, because of you, I could do this." I think that is success for me. If I've made that impact, if I'm remembered for something that I could do to make a difference in somebody's life, if I'm able to be remembered, give a shoulder to somebody someday and just listen to them carefully, not give any advice, just say, "I'm here." If I'm able to do this, I think that is success for me. Because all through my growing years, because being an elder daughter, I didn't have the guts to share anything that I was going through with my mother. See, as a growing girl, you also have a lot of things in your head. You want to share it with somebody. But then I always thought, oh my God, she has her own problems to look at. So today I feel you need somebody to share certain things with you. And if you can be one of them, I think nothing better than that. So for me, I think, yeah, this is a very weird idea of success, maybe. But for me, that is success. Today, if you're remembered for something good that you've done, or you've been able to create a little of a difference in somebody's life. See, I'll be relinquishing my post as a president by the end of this month, on the 31st of March. But at least I'll have about 200 women tell me that, "Ma'am, you took care of us, you taught us something today, we are earning because of that." I think that is satisfaction and that is success for me. So maybe, satisfying my soul, satisfying my idea of doing certain things is success for me. Numbers will come and go. I may run a maybe 50 crore turnover company today. Maybe that will become 100 crore in the next 2 years. That's my target. But the numbers don't matter, right? What matters is Chetna. At the end of the day, how Chetna is remembered. So that's all about it.
I think of late I've been defining success as being completely unapologetic. So if you want to, you have come to a point where you have absolute freedom, freedom financially, freedom from your mental thoughts of what people will think, freedom from the likes, comments, shares, freedom from, will my family like it? When you are in that space of completely being unapologetically and fully being you, if you have a preference, not explaining too much to your counterparts that why you like this. I think that's where I'm defining success. Another thing I define success is having, again, it's very similar to the first point, like having complete freedom over your time. So, as entrepreneurs, we don't have a 9 to 5. I think we have a 24/7 job. But even in that, we can define which are the days that we want to take off, which are the days we want to go gun blazing into our, warrior mode. So that freedom of time, I think, is success. When it comes to the larger perspective, I feel like upgrading families is what I'm defining success as, more or less, for recently. So what I mean by that is, first, I used to think that if I can hire, so when I joined the business, we had about 200 people working for us. Currently, we have 1,500 people working for us. And when I joined the business, there were 30% women workforce. Currently, we are at 70% women workforce, which is an amazing, which I'm really, really proud to say that it was one of my initiatives. It wasn't because of the philanthropic nature of, okay, I want to like get women on top. It was a very, very selfish thing because in all the analysis that we did, women have the highest retention. They are more loyal to the company. They are so much more hardworking, dedicated. They don't have distractions. So what I have realized is when you employ a woman, you're upgrading their entire family. So, of late, my definition of success has been that how can I upgrade families through my business, through my initiatives, through my thought process, and how can that have a ripple effect to the economy of India?
I love the idea, success of time. I think I'm still trying to crack it. Unapologetic, sorry. Uh, so I run this self-care brand called Arizu, and we the whole idea behind Arizu is about building confidence back in women, especially middle-aged women. So for me, success is working with my customers, or even for that matter, my employees, and just talking to them and making them realize, yes, your self-worth does not need to go down. You need to constantly work on your self-worth and get it back up because you're worth it. Uh, I've been interacting with a lot of customers, and you know what, with customers you talk one on one once maybe a year or once in 6 months, and you say, okay, you know what, we're building products or uh, rituals for you for self pampering. It's just not about skincare, it's about pampering yourself. But eventually when it comes down, when I work with my team members, these are women like me who have family, who trying to compete with a lot of things, have kids, have family, are trying to achieve something with Arizu also. And the overall always is they always asking me, ma'am, is this right? Is this correct? Am I looking good? Did I do the task right? Uh, and I always tell my team members, do you think it is right? And even for that matter, it's a very funny. So my team sits in Lucknow. So it's a tier 2 city. So women, of course, has lesser exposure and more family pressure. So I'll take an example. My team member had to take a leave for 3 days to go for a family wedding. If there was any gentleman, he would have said, ma'am, I need 3 days leave. It's my family wedding. I'm going. She's like, ma'am, प्लीज छुट्टी दे दीजिएगा. आप नहीं दोगे ना तो कोई बात नहीं, मैं नहीं जाऊंगी. It was a sister's daughter wedding. Is very big family short thing. So I was like, you go, it's your chutti, you should take it. She's like, नहीं नहीं मैं laptop ले जाती हूँ अपने साथ. I'll take the laptop, if you need I'll work. I was like, there would be no gentleman who would say, I'll take the laptop and work in the middle of the wedding. Why do you need to be apologetic about it? Just go ahead and say, ma'am, I have official leaves. I'm going to take 3 days of leave because it's a family wedding. Complete, khatam. I will handle the business at the back end. Uh, so for her, she's always answerable to her mother-in-law, to her husband, to her kids. She's like, when I come to office, you're the first person who doesn't have to take approval from for everything. So just being myself. So that is what I keep doing with everyone I interact with, be it my team members, be it my customers, that your self worth is not driven by other people. You do not need to take approval for everything in life from other people just for going for a wedding or just to dressing up. Today she dropped a message to us in our WhatsApp group and asking, "मैं अच्छी लग रही हूँ ना? पक्का बताइए." I was like, "Dude, if you look, you're cooking good. Accept it, you're looking good. Why are you seeking validation from someone else?" So for me, success would be when I'm able to reach 1,000 to 10,000 women and they're not seeking validation from someone else that yes, I'm looking good or I am worth it. The self worth with age, with time, just starts going down. And that's my whole challenge of trying to just keep it up among all of us generally. That is what I call it. What's what? What's you can yes.
Okay, so the next question is, if you want to define your journey, maybe your story in one word or maybe in one sentence, what it would be?
Define the journey.
Yeah, journey, your story in one word or maybe in one sentence.
Okay. Uh, I don't know how I should define this in one line or one word, but I would just say I think this has been the most beautiful roller coaster ride where there have been ups, there have been downs, but still I'm steady today. So I think that should be one line that defines me. And when they were saying, when Vinita was saying they have 70% women force, I just forgot to add this. We are a very inclusive company. So apart from having 60% women workforce, we have two specially abled people in our team because we believe in inclusivity. So two of my lead 3D visualizers, they are deaf and dumb. And we work with them. And believe me, without talking vocally, they talk the most. And the entire team is comfortable with them. So when you said this, I think this was one more risk I had taken in my career, employing inclusive people. Because when we employed them, even my team said, "Ma'am, maybe you're making a huge mistake." I said, "Let's see." And you know what? They made me agree that 3 months down the line, if they don't perform, if we are not comfortable with them, you will show them the door. I said, "Okay." But then I know I will make it work. And I think last 5 years, we are still adding more inclusive people. So one more aspect. So that is it. And of course, this is the roller coaster ride which I enjoy every day. Without challenges, life is very bland. You should have challenges. That's when your brain starts working actively. And I feel when there is a critical situation, that is when, I'm more active. My brain really works super fast. After everything is done, yes, that is when I realize I'm so fatigued. But then at that time, I think, I'm supercharged. So life should be full of challenges. It should not be, everything rosy, rosy. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of good, little bit of bad. I think that's the best thing that could be to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Vanessa.
So two words that define me is warrior princess. I think the way I carry myself, the way I come across at the first impression is that I'm very delicate, very princess, like very spoiled. But when it comes down to the wire in the war zone, I have my guards up, I have my armor on, and I go in all guns blazing. So, Warrior Princess, and also a line that defines me is Rise of the Phoenix. I think the theme of my life is I have been put down so many times by different people, organizations, friends, and family that now I think if there's a long time that I haven't been put down, that means I've not grown. Every time I've been put down, I think I've come back stronger. So, Warrior Princess and Rise of the Phoenix.
Right. I think I would say Ziddi. When I was young, my mom used to say, my parents used to say, बहुत जिद्दी हो तुम कुछ नहीं सुनती हो हमारे. Now I realize how Ziddi takes you life forward in life. So yes, that has one word which has defined me ever. Zid, Ziddi. Everyone is challenged तो बहुत जिद्दी हो सुनोगी तो है नहीं अपने मन की करोगी. So I think it's brought me here, so it's going to take me forward in life also. So yes, that's one word which just takes me along in life.
So amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. It was really inspiring and motivating. Each one of you is so amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be back.
Um, I think addressing to everyone. Whoever feels like it can be answerable can take it on. I feel mentorship is really helpful for women. I saw myself in situations wherein I was, like thinking of should I take a risky decision or should I just go like on the flow. So how do you find mentors who, help you take tougher decisions and how do you navigate through them? So,
Okay. I think we can change your life. The grace of power can exponentially, change the course of your life. And I think the way you should choose mentors is not because they're popular, not because they have 100 followers, not 100,000 followers, but can they spend quality time with you? Can they show you the mirror? Not just what you're doing good, what are your dark spots, your blind spots, the blind spots that even you don't know that they are there. And if they can address that and push you towards the goal, I think you found the right mentor. And I can personally say, if I did not have mentors, the right mentors in my life, I wouldn't be.
thank you. That's insightful.
So I think she's answered everything. But only one thing I can tell you,
when you have a mentor, it's like, the mentor is like a arrow or towards the direction on the road. Now, how you want to walk or how you want to sprint through that road is up to you. The mentor will give you the right direction. They will guide you how you can, navigate through the situation or how you can exponentially grow your business. But how much you are willing to take the mentorship from the mentor, that also matters a lot. Because having a mentor is great. What is the use if you do not listen to your mentor? Because again, you will put your thought process also. But you'll have to always see that your thought process and the thought process of your mentor, when they align, that's when, it's fruitful.
Yeah, I agree on the alignment aspect as well. Thank you so much, everyone. I think Vinita has to go to some another event, so we'll just felicitate her and yeah. Thank you. You can tell me quicker. I'll share her LinkedIn and Insta. You can connect with her. So we'll have Q&A session at the last. Okay? Yeah. Wow, just we get one. Excuse me. Sumana Saha, People Experience and Technology Partner at Amazon, ex Affinity Group Manager, Strategic HR Business Partner, Rewards Benefits Wellbeing Specialist at Cognizant. Please come. Next, I would like to call Dipti Agarwal, Marketing Communication Leader, ex Head of Client Experience Center at Capgemini. Thank you everyone for joining us. So we'll start the panel. So, a very warm good afternoon, I think. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So, we'll start with the first question. What's one role in your industry that you refuse to accept, and how did you redefine it, changing your career?
Yeah. First of all, very glad to see all the women here on Sunday morning. Either you are into college or into tech world, Sunday mornings are lazy, but pat on the back for coming here and spending time to learn more about how to progress in your life, right? Like very, very glad to see all of you here. Yeah, Pala, can you repeat that?
Yeah. So, what is the one rule in your industry that you refuse to rule in the industry that you refuse to accept, and how did you redefining it change yourself, change your career, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think this I was talking in PayPal as well, which is very, very close to my heart. When I was just about out of my college, right? And then I joined tech industry. When we are recent college graduates, usually we are put into projects wherever there is work, and managers also not being given any choice to choose people, right? Like because freshers are hired at large scale and then they're being put into different projects. So definitely, I was put into a project where there is a very big perception that women are very sensitive. They cannot take challenging work, and like bahut bhav khate hai, and then they go and complain, they cry. That was a perception that was there. So my team lead who was there, it was like a team of 6, 7 people that he was leading into. I was put into that project. The very first day I went and I was doing introduction, he said, "Oh, ladki ko bhej diya kya? I mean, into this project. What is this?" He went to the manager and said, "Can I switch this lady with somebody else, right? Like around a male who can work because it is very challenging project that needs a lot of late nights and then talking to clients and then lot of challenging work." Then my manager said, "No, the choice is not there. I mean, you have to go ahead and do that." And it was, I mean, the very first day I joined, and the very first experience I had was like people are literally rejecting me, right? I was little worried. Will I be having a career? Is this how the tech world is going to look like? Probably it was like 18 years ago. Now it is not that prominent. I mean, this today, like I have lot of freshers in my team. We hire across the globe, but that is not very predominant. But previously, it was very predominant. And then from there, end of the year, we were having a casual discussion. My team lead said, "Oh, thank you, Annapurna, for changing my perception because that year I came out the most strongest employee of the team who was able to deliver very challenging work. It is not that I was stretching myself beyond working hours and doing, no, I was just being my best, right? I was just being my best. And for some reason, like the other panelists were talking, women are good at few things, right? Like especially challenging work. We are very focused. We do want to take challenges, prove ourselves every single day. Anyways, I was not married, not having kids, so like I could work really well and then learn and then do everything right. So when I came out really strong, he said, "Okay, thank you for changing this perception." I think it was just that probably I have been grown up in a situations where women were not strong. Maybe that is a perception. That is what I'm talking, right? So that was the one rule I was able to break really well and then show the path. And that gave me a lot of confidence further in my career when I was taking it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Samana, yeah.
Right. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, I was there right around 6 or 7 years back, right? So, I've been into the industry for around 7 years now. So, I think I will be able to relate with you all more. So, my experiences and my career trajectory, I'll probably try to structure that way, which can be of help, right? So, one rule that you asked, which I refused to take up when I entered into the corporate, was work hard. So, okay, that's a shocker. Right. So, I don't agree with working hard, honestly, and I'm going to be a little, you know, I will come across as maybe unabashed right here. So, I believe in working smart. This generation that we're looking forward to, Gen Zs, all of you all will be coming into the industry, you will have to develop that knack of working smart. Use AI tools, leverage whatever tech platforms that you have. Um, Build your work schedule in a way where you can make time for learning at least something new every day, building a skill over time. I mean, that'll come over time, obviously, because after a time, you know, um, you will have a lot of added responsibilities coming your way. There will be a shift in paradigm, there will be change of priorities. So this is the time when you will be able to, kind of fully go all out, right? So, and also, there are certain factors which is not always under our control, even biologically, even physiologically. So your cognitive abilities also degrade with time, whether you accept or not. So learning any new skill 10 years down the line, you will have to spend, say, 5 months, which right now you will take 5 days. So build that habit of learning something new every day, learning skills quick, fast, because the tech world right now is evolving absolutely super fast. Use a lot of AI tools. You have ChatGPT, of course, which is an open source. You have very org specific AI tools as well, to ease down, work which can be kind of outsourced. Leverage these platforms and then use that time to learn something new so that you don't have to push your working hours or schedule in a way where you have to learn a skill beyond your work hours. So that will come across as stretching, right? You don't have to do that. But, kind of, that's why I said work smart. You know,
you've got internet, use different resources that you have, primary, secondary research, and a lot of tools. Build macros yourself, get your work done faster. That's it, so that you can learn something new, because relevance, redundancy is coming in very quick. So skills are losing its relevance very quick. So unless you keep pace with it, it'll be difficult to survive in the corporate space. So I leave you with that thought. Thank you.
One question on this. We are talking about AI, right? So I've seen there are many AI things coming that are for the cheating purpose. So how do company deals with that thing? So for example, you are at Amazon, right? So how do you think the company is dealing right now? Because I've seen many apps or many websites that are completely into cheating part. So that is the AI, yeah. The AI assistant, maybe you can say.
Got it. So see, organizations have their own security protocols. They've got their firewalls up and everything, right? So you will have to use your judgment and discretion, of course, when you want to leverage AI tools. But what I'm saying is, you don't need to spend around 10 hours working on a document or a policy where you can get the basics out from a tool within, say, around 1 hour. And then you just fix on what are the nitty gritties and the uh, whatever you want to fix it your way. So the tailoring part will take you 1 hour, but generating the basics and the hygiene checks and everything will take you 10 hours. So that's what I'm saying, that striking that balance is absolutely very important. And of course, ethical, unethical, there will always be a question. I think even AI experts are trying to find out a way where to draw a line. But as an individual, as an organization, of course, the organization will not promote that. So you will again have to save yourself. But getting rid of mundane tasks is something which is very important. So, like it is very rightly said that AI will not replace you. Somebody using AI will. So, yeah, I mean, so buck up, and that's how we're looking at the new generation workforce to come in all prepared when you enter the workforce.
Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, happy Women's Day. Uh, for me, one rule which has really, I think, should be changed in the corporate world is hiring based on diversity. We should stop doing that. Give them the level playing field, give us the right opportunities, but do not make the difference or define the difference at the stage of hiring. You can get in, but you cannot perform. In order to perform, you need to have the right skill sets. If you're hired based on merit, you'll have a different level of confidence and you will perform at a level. you know so that's the reason. This is something which I have tried doing it in my career. Wherever and whenever I had the hiring rights and I was leading a team, I was making sure that I'm giving the right opportunities to my team members, which is gender agnostic. And secondly, I was also very sure that hiring is done only based of merit. So in Capgemini, I had 10 people team. I had around 8 of them were women, but that was completely based on merit. So please, as Sumana rightly said, make yourselves capable enough to get hired based on merit and not on gender. Believe me, you will be respected at a different level. And that is so, so important. I know we go through our biases, we have our own self doubts. I know from childhood we are being told different things as far as gender is concerned. Erase them out. You all have lots of opportunities to do that. Please erase them out of your system, and we can do it. We don't need support to do it. Last week I was speaking to a senior leader of one of the leading organizations, and we were talking about women leadership in the industry. And first thing he told me, we hire such a capable women leaders, and when they come to the floor, we provide them all the support as peer group, and still they are not able to perform. And I was stunned. Look at the confidence of that guy sitting there, and he's telling me that we provide all the support. And I told him, do you do the same with your men leaders? Do you do the same, or do you provide that ecosystem or the support to the men who gets hired at similar positions? And he was quiet. I told him, we don't need the support. We need the opportunities. Give us the opportunities, give us the level playing field, and I'm telling you, you will find us performing much better than you sitting there and giving us that gyan.
So it's very important that make yourselves capable enough. All of you are at a stage where you all need to develop your skills. Do lots of reading. Reading, nothing can beat reading. Believe me, reading and networking are the two things which will take you forward. Nothing else matters. Do these two things, and few years later, I think I'll be coming at your doorstep and asking you for a job. Believe me. So do that, and I think that should work for all of us. Thank you.
As we were, so as we were talking about the AI, so you're a marketing leader. How do you think that marketing trends have been changed due to this AI?
Big time. I am primarily into content domain, and that is the area which was first impacted by my AI. ChatGPT's first USP was content creation. You know, everyone in my company today is a content writer, believe me, after ChatGPT is launched. So a person on the other side do understand the difference between a AI written content and a human written content. And here Sona's rule definitely plays a very important role. Please use ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and Copilot only to create the base of a content or anything. Use it as your learning tool, use it as your research tool without following it blindly. But do not copy paste and use it as it is. The moment you add that human touch to it, that brings the heart and soul in a content. And even if you pick up a basic newspaper, you pick up the colors in white, you pick up the descriptions which she has put in individual profiles, you know it's not copy pasted. So what I'm trying to tell you is you understand the difference. We have always read different materials and we have grown up, be it newspaper, be it magazines. We have heard, we listen to so many talk shows, podcasts, everything, right? But end of the day, we understand the difference between human written stuff and a robotic stuff, a machine learning stuff. It's based on data which is feeded there. And that data has been originally created, understand? So LLMs can create coding, through coding, it can definitely create these platforms. It should not be used blindly. Use it for the right purposes and it will be your enabler to help you grow. It will not make you grow. You have to grow yourself. Use them as enablers and it will take you to different heights. So please never copy paste. We have lots of copywriting tools. We can and plagiarism tools. We can easily identify the the copy pasted stuff. So do not use it. And as long as you are using it smartly, and Sumna told you the way to use it, right? Just follow her rule, her thumb rule, and it's going to work for all of you. But be acquainted of all the tools. That's the world today. You need to keep yourself updated with every tool which is launched every day in the market. Every second day there's a new tool, and you will not get redundant if you learn a tool which is 10 months old, because that's going to help you learn the next tool because it's a upgraded version of the previous tool. You cannot start from the top. You have to start from the base. Make your foundation strong and you'll reach heights. So don't worry about it. Just read. Just read research papers, books. You have so many platforms which help you reach, right? GitHub. Techies have lots of platforms. I always envy that. I always say that marketing professionals do not have so many platforms, but techies do have, and they are very active on that. So use those developer platforms. Use Slack, be on all the platforms and participate in discussions. You don't know, it doesn't matter. Whatever you know, put it there. There's nothing right or wrong. Okay?
And so the next question is, the higher you rise, the fewer women you see, right? That's so correct. Everyone knows. So how do you personally work to redefine the reality of future generations?
Mhm. Always the most monotonous question, to be honest, but never answered. It's not for you, Palak, but this is basically for industry. Um, I was talking to Sumana in the meeting room today, and what I told her is in 2008. I moved from journalism to this corporate world. So, corporate world, that was my first job as a marketing manager, 20 people reporting to me. Had no idea about how corporate world runs. And believe me, it is a very different world. You cannot know it till you are in it. You are actually there day to day. You cannot know it, believe me. So, what we need to do in 2008, yeah, there was a merger and acquisition in the organization. I had driven that whole project and I was raising a toast with 20 different senior leaders in a boardroom. And that was the first time I held a glass of champagne. And my CEO was very, very kind enough to give me just 2 sips of champagne. Itni young girl, yeah, you know. But once I came out of that room, I faced lots of backlash. People started questioning me. People started questioning about my integrity. They're like, how come she was called in a room and given a champagne? You know, so what I'm trying to say is you are going to see that all the time. And as I moved forward, I started seeing more women in the boardroom. And there were instances where I was just, marketing is not a field where you'll find lots of women. But yeah, I was there in boardrooms where I was sitting just with maybe 10 different leaders or 20 different leaders in a room. But it's more about how you voice your opinion in those rooms, what kind of knowledge you go with, and how much do you participate in the whole discussion, which will make a difference. So you have to grab the seat on the table. You don't get it. So don't expect that your leaders will come and they'll tell you, "Ki, ma'am, please come. This is your seat. Please sit." No, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. What you need to do is make yourself capable. That's the only thing which will take you places. Nothing else can help you achieve your goal. And there, no one can stop you. Everything else is secondary. Just focus on growing yourself personally, professionally, both. Your personal development is so important that it will help you grow professionally. You cannot keep that aside. Your personality defines your growth. So please do that. And believe me, then there is no way anyone can stop you. You'll be unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so how do you personally work to redefine this possible?
Okay, got it. Um, I have a little different school of thought here also. I think women don't need fixing. I think men need fixing. And that is where, in the corporate workspace, male allyship and male advocacy comes into the picture. So you will have to kind of try to bridge the gap between egalitarian and compartmentalist school of thoughts here. So it's not like we are competing with the other genders. It's like we are trying to create, like, she mentioned that we're trying to create a level playing field where everybody is given an equal opportunity. And for that, always raising a voice or always, trying to fight, it always comes across as women are trying to fight for their rights and get that, spot. It is equally important to educate men around you in the corporate workspace also, and that's why I think a lot of organizations are also investing in male allyship programs. This year's Women's Day theme is Accelerate Action, right? So we're talking about inclusion in action. So you will have to kind of this. I mean, it'll take time. You're talking about a paradigm shift here. So you will have to bring people of other genders also on board to kind of understand what, as a woman, you're going through while you're navigating your corporate journey. That has to be done through a lot of vision setting, a lot of investment building. But yeah, I mean, that's the only way to look at it, because when you share a boardroom, you will never have, only women. So it is always going to be, you will need support of the other genders as well. It's not just you versus the world, right? And it's not versus you. It's not us versus you. And that's what I keep telling always to my leaders also as well, that hey, you have to understand that where this is coming from. And after a point, I think the question was, why do you see very few women in the top tiers, right? So maybe after a point, I think women also start kind of detaching because they start prioritizing a lot of other things. Um, so it also has to do a lot of introspection because it's not always others who will kind of, yes, of course, these choices are driven by the society, but sometimes you yourself tend to apologize for placing career ahead of your, say, personal life or family. So you first have to be focused and decide as to what do you want in life. And it's absolutely all right to kind of, uh, take a back seat in terms of your personal life if you want to prioritize your career at a certain point, after a certain point, because you will always have, ever evolving and changing priorities. But um, always, trying to strike that balance doesn't work. So you have to understand that where, what do I need at what point in life. Um, if you're sacrificing, you know, going up to the top because of something else, that's not the right thing. But sometimes I feel there are some women, sometimes even in the corporate world, when I talk to a lot of women, um, they tend to get comfortable and satisfied with what they are, where they are, because they come and tell me that, hey, I also have this, I'm juggling priorities. I also have this going on at the back of my mind, so I'm kind of sorted. But then, like I said, if you're you're in a corporate space where you have abundance of resources competing for a spot. So you will have to constantly upskill yourself. And if you're okay with where you are, that's absolutely fine. But otherwise, you have to keep that hunger in you growing. So I think that is my mantra, and that is where I feel women will rise to the top if you know where you want to reach and you don't let others, get into that way. Others meaning not just individuals, but even yourself sometimes when you act as a blocker for yourself, your own thoughts. So think about it.
Thank you so much, Sumana.
Cool. I think the question was more about how do we raise other women around us, right? So yeah, I have a big team. I'm actually a data science leader at PayPal, predominantly working on enabling AI across different domains that we work into, right? Uh, so coming back to the original question of AI, whether taking out jobs or not, I'll probably talk later. Because I'm the one who is developing a lot of AI strategies with the company. Um, so the very thing about how we encourage our other women to raise and then get better at what they're doing and and take incremental steps in their career paths. One, I do have a lot of women employees in my team. Definitely one thing that is very common that we see, Gen Z kids are different, by the way. Like, I think now I see they're like super open, passionate, and so on. But otherwise, the challenge that I see is they want to be 100% before taking up any role, right? Example, like this is a very data driven article that has been published and is handed over to all the manager while hiring. That was that when there is a job description that is being posted on LinkedIn, women looks at ticking all 100. Like there are 20 things to be hired for the job. Women make sure, do I know all 20? Then only they'll apply for the job. Men, if they are good with 10, they're super confident and they apply for the job. And this is very, very common across because the upbringing that we had, probably we want to be too perfect all the time and so on. You don't have to be perfect when you are taking up anything. Have a bold start. If you're 50% ready to take up a job, please go ahead and do that. So similarly, across my teams and the teams that are next to me, I try to give those opportunities. And again, it's a level playing field and not because of the women that I need diversity. That is the reason I'm giving them opportunity. No, they're capable. That is the reason I'm giving opportunity. Just that men can easily come and ask for opportunities, that they do not shy away. I understand some of the women, even though they have capabilities, but they're not vocal about it because they're trying to tick all those 100 check boxes before asking for opportunities. So whenever there is an opportunity that I want to give it to my team, I know who is the capable, and then if I see a man is coming out, I definitely want to encourage. It is not like I want to discourage. But if there is a woman, but she's shying away for asking that opportunity, I go into a one-on-one meeting. Hey, there is some opportunity coming out in our team, and then I see you're definitely capable. Why didn't you reach out to me? And then common answer I get is probably I do not have this skill set. I'm not ready for that, or I have a family coming in. I'm planning to marry. I mean, even if you are getting married, probably I'm planning for a child. Otherwise, I'm planning for second child and so on, right? So I say that these things come and go. Uh, Go grab the opportunities, figure out later how to get that successful, the 50% of it, things will fall in place, right? Example, even for me, it is not, I'm here because like not always things were very, very easy and successful all the time. I do have my share of tough times where I have to just survive with 5 hours of sleep. And another critical thing that I tell all women here is, especially after getting into family, please share your responsibilities. Either it is your husband, mother-in-law, father, or whoever it is. Or hire maid, right? Like to outsource a lot of the things that are redundant, you don't have to do it. Example like household chairs, coats, and then cooking, and then uh, whatever you think are not that important, please go ahead and outsource as much as possible. Today, when I was stepping out of the house, my son was kind of like crazy. He vomited. I told my husband, "Hey, you take care. I have to go and attend an event, right?" So I made sure my husband understands what happens in my life, and I asked for help. Similarly, I asked for help from multiple people around me to be here where I am. So, so this is pretty much possible. Don't shy away from taking any opportunities. If you have skill set half done, please go ahead and learn on the go. Have a bold start. Ask for help when you are definitely into a tough situations in your career path. Yeah, thanks.
This is really amazing, Annapurna. So the next question is, have you ever been told this is not possible for you, and how did you prove them wrong?
I think it happens all the time. Yeah. I mean, starting from my childhood, right? I also come from a very traditional families, probably like tier 3 cities, where women have never stepped out. I think after 10th standard, they get married. That's all. Like 18 years ago, it was a culture that we are into. You finish your 10th standard, immediately you should get married. By 18, you should get married. Otherwise, like there is some problem with your parents. That was a culture that was all around. I think I'm the first woman who stepped out, was able to graduate and then do a post graduation while I was working, and then I'm the first woman to work. I mean, in leave about the corporate world. So my father was very thoughtful. I'm again a single child, and he wanted women to grow. He was very progressive, but that stopped at a certain point, right? Like I finished my engineering. He was really scared of corporate world. He said, like, I do not know how women will be treated. I mean, you have to go through a lot of trauma. Don't get into corporate world. And he said, why don't you just do a lecture job in the type 3 city that I was doing? And right, like being a lecturer is like 9 to 5, everything is so comfortable. Why don't you do that? And then I have to convince my father, no, I want to get into a corporate job. I want to get into IT. And then I want to prove myself there. My father was not at all ready. He said, okay, I mean, because like we had a very tough conversations, he allowed me to do a corporate job. I told, okay, I'll do it for 6 months. And then that time it was very, I think the stories that our parents were hearing that time was, okay, harassment across workspace, and then like my cute little child has to go through all of this. Why does she need to do that? We have enough money and so on, right? Like that was the perception that was there. I have to work with him and then make sure, let me try for 6 months. If I see the toxic work culture, I'll come back home and then probably take a teacher job or a lecture job out of my, I mean, by finishing my engineering degree in computer science. I went and took the corporate job, and it's completely a different world. Probably much better than the society that we live in, where there are some rules predefined, like how you should speak to a woman, how you should behave, the equal opportunities. Probably at home we don't have those many equal opportunities than that we try to have it corporate world, right? Like I came back and explained him that is just myths that were sitting in your head. So yeah, there's so many times, even today, like 2 years ago when LLMs were coming in, GenAI was all over the place. I was doing all AI statistical model, data science models using deep learning technologies. I know when ChatGPT was evolved, the LLMs were about to come in. I went and proposed to my senior director, hey, this is the new world coming in. It is like winter is coming in in the series, right? So we should grab the opportunities. He did not believe me, but I asked him, can you give me opportunity where I want to set this up? I want to start a project where we want to have automate a lot of operations work that we are doing using the new LLMs that are coming in. He was doubtful. He said, okay, I'll give you a team of like 5, 6 people. If you don't prove me, you might have to crash it down in the next 6 months. But that did not happen. The team has become 25 now. So that happens every single day, but you should believe in your instincts and then explain people why you are think you are right. That would take up next. Thank you.
This is so amazing. So adding on to this, actually, even I have a similar story. Like I joined the corporate, and my parents still want me to do a government job because that's better for women's, right? But now I find like I'm doing a lot many things like content and doing job and so many. Now they are satisfied. They're seeing me on social media and other platforms, so they're so happy now. Yeah, Sumana, yeah, please.
Okay, so I think it's very similar to what you mentioned, and I think it's going to be very similar for all of us because I come from a middle class background, from a business family in Kolkata, right? And I was always pretty bright with academics and all of that. So yeah, I mean, I did take up science stream and then come out well, but you know, you will always have families and parents come and tell you that, you know, take up a teaching job. Probably it's easy to manage in terms of work-life balance. You'll be sorted after a point in time in your life. You will have priorities kicking in. So the same thing happened. So that was one point where, that was the first time, in fact, I felt that I should kind of take charge of my career and myself and see, myself where I'm going, right? So that was one decision. I did engineering after that. So I have a background in software engineering, and post that, I did my MBA. So even in the third year itself, once I got into engineering, I probably started feeling that, okay, so this is not my thing, right? Not because I was not able to do it, but I stopped enjoying it. And then again, I was scared I'll go back and tell my parents and tell people, okay, I'm not enjoying something which I've anyway gotten into, and that too against their wish. Okay, so I'm like, then I should be in for some serious tough time and backlash. So I started preparing myself. I started doing a few career counseling sessions, understanding a lot of information which is available from resources, that what kind of career looks good on me from years down the line. And then I decided to pursue an MBA. And then again, I was scared of going back and telling my parents, okay, so I want to shift in career now. I want to do something else. So these things keep happening, right? But I did the research by myself. So I knew that I didn't have that support, that, you know, background support in terms of doing at least the research work and helping me out with my career choices. So sometimes you will have to kind of take that charge and do it yourself. Lucky that we have a lot of resources now available, internet. You can talk to a lot of counselors and figure out. And I kind of listed down the institutions, the colleges, the universities that I want to go through. I enrolled myself for coaching. I started doing part-time tuitions to be able to afford that coaching without any financial help from family, because I definitely knew I couldn't go back and tell them for that. And I didn't want to also. And then I cracked CAT in the first attempt itself. I got into Xavier's, which I always wanted to.
And after all of this happened is when I went and told back to my parents that, see, this is what I want to do. This is where I have landed myself, and this is something I really want. Again, tuition fees, course fees, all of that is there. But then I was always very hell-bent that if I want to do something, I will do it, right? So again, went into an education loan. I financed myself and then landed job, switched jobs, and today here I am in about 6 years from when I started getting into the corporate workspace, right? So yeah, I mean, I've always felt the career decisions I've taken have been very, I mean, not uh, something which is very mainstream. You have to understand if something is not going your way, when to switch, and that's what I believe in two-way and one-way door decisions also, right? So sometimes if you've not invested as much up to a point where you feel that you can't go back, you should immediately switch. So that is something which I really believe in. So one-way door decisions, taking those calculated risks, I think will pay you in your corporate journey, because you will not always get options in plain black and white, right? You will always have that dilemma. Um, Taking that high judgment call is important. Sometimes you may go wrong, but if there's an opportunity, quickly switch back. That's what I did. Kind of paid in my situation, but then again, please take a call wisely, because some decisions are not one-way door decisions, of course. But I think on a roughly, I would say in life, 30% decisions are only two-way door. Mostly 70% of your decisions will be one-way door decisions. So you can change your mind, and it's not always like, this is what I thought I would do, so this is where I am. It's good to do it that way, but sometimes you have to let yourself flow and figure out things as you go along the way. So develop that balance. That is important.
Thank you so much.
I think for me, it's me telling me all the time this is not possible. We are the biggest self-doubters. And it happens with me, and I think it happens with most of us. I don't know how many of you will agree to that. Rest of the things are all external world. So I started my career, I was an interior designer. For a year, I took up individual projects, that quite a thing, few things on the field. And suddenly समझ में आ गया मराठी नहीं आ सकती, आती तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. I was in Nagpur, and I couldn't talk to those carpenters and painters, and they just used to stare at you. कि कैसा है मैडम है, बात भी नहीं कर सकता kind of stuff. So 1 year later, rather after 12th only, I wanted to get into journalism. But my dad was not supportive, because coming from a Marwari family, though I had a very liberal family, 3 daughters, but somewhere he was very practical about the things, and he said, "Nahi, journalism nahi karo, because it will not lead you anywhere in your career. You won't be able to pursue it throughout your life." And I agree. It made lots of sense at that point. But when I was doing this interior designing projects, I found an opportunity to pursue my mass communication. I did it from Nagpur University simultaneously. And post that, I got into journalism. So actually, I did what I wanted to do, maybe at a different, through a different route. But yes, I did it. And I was doing this, I was a business journalist based out of Bangalore for around 3 years, working for magazines and lots of online channels. And every time I used to get into a room and had a conversation with a CEO or get into a corporate office to discuss with any of those guys or ask them questions, there was this self-doubt used to come up. Every time there was a voice which was saying, will you be able to? Kar paoge ki nahi? How much nervous are you? Which I'm still there. When I was walking here today, no matter how much I blabber outside the seat, I was very nervous about stepping in here and speaking about my experiences, because that's the most difficult thing to do. You can talk about the world, but talking about myself is something which I think, I take a back seat. Today also, after 20 years, I'm sitting here and I can tell you that my voice comes in and it says, will you be able to? Kar paogi, kar paogi. I reached this office, Palak was shocked. I was here at 9:40. And she was like, "Itna jaldi kaun aata hai?" And I was like, "It was not for y'all, it's for me." I was here because I wanted to be comfortable with the situation around. I knew that my self-doubt will come in and wo bolega bar bar. Make yourself calm, take a deep breath, shoulders high, head straight, walk in, those voices always come in. So I needed time to do that, and that's the reason I was here on time, or maybe much before time. So this is the biggest problem with most of us. If we know how to overrule it, we have won half the battle. This happens even when I walk into a boardroom, when I walk into a room where I am talking to my team, when I'm facilitating, when I'm talking to people. I'm not an introvert. I'm quite a social person. Despite that, there is this butterflies in my stomach which come in and which says, "Hoga ki nahi hoga? How will you present yourself?" Right? Kill that. Learn how to manage it. You cannot avoid it. You cannot stop it. You can manage it. Or manage kaise karna hai? Like I have my own trick. I know I'll take a seat. I'll take a deep breath. I'll be slightly comfortable, make myself acquainted with the atmosphere, and I'll do it. You find your own way. Get into those situations. First thing is make sure that you pull up those opportunities to get into those situations. Don't run away from your fears. उन situations में जाओ जहाँ पे you feel which scares you. We have to face our fears. Not here in your personal life, wherever you'll go, there will be a fear of some kind which will leap in. Manage it. कैसे भी करके इसको हटाओ. You should know your trick. Everyone will have their own trick. Someone will drink a glass of water. Someone will speak to someone. You might like to sit in a maybe quiet room and compose yourself. Do whatever is required, but do it. But for all this, it's important to make a prep. Very important. If you are prepared, believe me, you will gain that confidence. Rest all is your inner voice. Do your preparation properly. Make sure you know how to manage that inner voice, and you are done. Baki sab ho jata hai. I still feel that. I'm not kidding. When she was answering, I was sitting here. I don't come from a tech world. What will I answer? I'm not kidding. That was there on back of my mind. Will this audience be able to relate to me? Am I doing justice to this forum which is supposed to be for tech makers? I asked the same question to Palak also. So that will it be possible is always there. But manage it. And you will be fine. Everything will fall in place. That is what I do. Learn your trick and take care of it.
This is so positive. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. So the next question is, people often talk about work-life balance, but do you think that a true balance is even possible at the top levels? Because, or how do you redefine the priorities and all?
There's nothing called balance. There are priorities. In different phases of your life, you will have to define your priority. You're getting married, focus on your marriage. You're having a kid, focus on your kid. That's fine. You'll get opportunities. You'll get opportunities later also. Opportunities are always there. You should know when to look for them and grab them. But do not try to balance lots of things together. It will take you nowhere. It's very important. There has to be one focal point. You want to focus on your career? Focus on your career. Keep your weekends aside. Do whatever you want to do on weekends. Go for movies, have a good lunch, have a good dinner. Go out with friends, hang around. Do everything. Keep some time aside for learning. But make sure you prioritize one thing in your life always. Once you're at home, focus on your family. Once you're in office, focus on your job. Rest, everything will happen. But you should know what you want at a particular time in your life. It's a way of doing justice to the people around you. When you're in office, if you're focusing on your job, you're doing justice to your organization. You're doing justice to your teams, to your colleagues, because you're with them wholeheartedly, 100%. You're at home, you're with your family, you're actually giving your 100% there. Don't try to divide your time. It never works. Multitasking is a myth. It doesn't work. I put a podcast, I try to cook. I forget to put a salt. Put salt in my food. So it doesn't work. No matter how efficient you are, human beings are not actually, they are not developed in that manner. They cannot do multitasking. So focus on one thing, keep time aside for everything and do it. Divide your day, schedule the day, do the right time management, and be prepared that there will be situations where it will not work as per your schedule. It's okay. चलता है क्या फर्क पड़ता है आज नहीं कल कर लेंगे. Your life is not ending today, right? Just imagine that. Always think the worst case scenario and then work around it. You will never be disheartened. We are the biggest enemies of ourselves because we expect a lot from ourselves. You don't need to do that. Do what you want to do or how much you can do. It's okay. Matlab, I don't think world will fall if I don't put a salt in my food. You know what I'm trying to say. So never build up over expectation from yourself. Have goals, but know what you can achieve and how much you can achieve, keeping a buffer of 40%. People say 20%, I say 40%. Because external factors do play a very strong role. 40% रखो, उसके बाद आराम से होता है नहीं होगा कल करेंगे, right? There are always time with us. So do it. होगा, सब होगा. Just stop your inner voice and focus on one thing at one time. That's the way I work because I failed many times because of this multitasking stuff. It's feeded in your mind. You can do this also. You can manage office with work. You can office with home. You can take call when you are doing certain things at home. Not required. It's not required. Set your boundaries and do it. Hota hai, right?
Amazing.
+1 to Deepthi. So when you enter the corporate world, it's very different from any other realm, right? It's a total different ball game. Work-life balance is a myth. There is nothing called work-life balance. What the industry is trying to move towards is work-life integration or work-life harmonization, right? So it is never going to be a 9 to 5 dot sharp, timelines, right? On some days you might have to stretch till 11. On some days you will be able to log out at 2, right? So you have to be okay with that. And that's the harsh reality. So you come with an expectation, and that's what it's shown in movies also. It's been coming down across generations that it's a 9 to 5 job. It's not, trust me, right? But what Deepthi also said, that you will have to focus your 100% on what you're doing. If you need a day off, if you need some time off, take it off. Don't open your laptop at that time. But if you're at work, then you will have to concentrate 100% on work. And then you cannot multitask, because see, why do you multitask? To manage time better, to come across as more efficient. How is efficiency measured? Through throughput. So what about the output? What about the productivity? What about the quality of the output that you're delivering? That goes for a toss for sure, right? So how are you coming across as more efficient if you're multitasking, right? So maybe if you're multitasking the same task that takes you around 10 hours, you'll be able to do that in 2 hours if you're absolutely 100% focused on the work you're doing. So one task at a time. That's the mantra that you should be following. And again, having said that, how I balance it is, if I know I have a leadership presentation, if I know I have say a meeting with the executives, then I will set expectations, set personal boundaries with your family, with everybody in your personal life, in a way that, hey, I have this presentation coming up tomorrow, I'll be working all night, and whatever is there at house, you will have to manage, you will have to do that. And that support you will have to seek. But at the same time, say a different day where I have guests coming in, I'll go to my manager or my skip and tell them that, hey, I have this personal work that is there. I have to go to a bank, or I have guests coming in, I'll have to attend to them. I'm taking a day off, or I'm logging out early. So setting clear expectation is the key here. That is the way you maintain a good work rapport with people around, and also you manage your personal life. So it's not a balance. That's why I'm calling it integration. So you prioritize what you think is needed to be prioritized at a particular point in time. Yeah, that's it.
So adding on to this, actually, I have faced this situation like working on multiple things together. So doing job and then content creation, then working on events, like she knows, Pratibha, right? Doing multiple things simultaneously. I used to face many times like, no, I'm stuck now. I have to stop other things and I have to just focus on corporate because that is where my like money is coming, right? Salary is coming. So it happens with me. Starting it was happening. Then I started creating the boundaries. Like, okay, Saturday, Sunday, I'll work on these things, content, networking, and events, everything I'll work on. But on weekdays, I'll be working on the corporate, the job thing. But even now, for that thing also, some days it happens like if I have to go for some speaker session. For example, I went to Delhi for a speaker session. I told to my manager, I'm going to the speaker session. I've been invited there for some session. And he was like, okay, you can take a day off. So you need that, no, some support from your team also, then only you can grow. That is the one thing I want to add. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. I think they covered most about it, right? Like prioritization is the key, both in a day-to-day life and phases of woman career. As she already spoke about, I mean, either it is wedding, kids, and then the other time your career can be very light, where you're not taking a lot of challenging work. You work for like 6 to 7 hours in a day, that is taken care, and so on. And even in day-to-day life, right? Like very much what we were talking about, right? Like example, I mean, at times we have to prioritize work, and few days where the work is not that challenging, where you try to prioritize family, right? Like in a given year all over. In a given year, it is the same thing, or over the 30 years of career, it is exactly same thing. And don't regret about doing it, right? Like while I'm at office, regretting my son is sick at home, and when I'm at home, regretting that like I did not still do my planning for next quarters. Don't do that. Like one focus thing. So that is well understood. One additional thing I want to say is invest in yourself, right? So you are capable of delivering, example, like 10 hours of very focused work. If you invest a little more, you'll become capable of delivering 14 hours of more work. That 14 hours could be spending time with your family, socializing, office work, and so on. I did this mistake, and then I learned the lesson very hard way, where I was not prioritizing myself because my career is growing, I'm growing my family, where I end up having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, not eating well on time, and so on. One day I realized, no, this is not going to work. So I have very fixed timings, in terms of like fixed timings when it comes to prioritizing myself. I have 2 kids to take care at home, and then other like 30 people to take at office, right? Like, but I prioritize, that is the number one thing that I do. My 1 hour morning yoga meditation session is taken care. Evening, my workout session is taken care. I'm having my meals on time, that is taken care. That gives me energy to work like 14, 15 at times, like 16 hours a day relentlessly. And I take small breaks in between. When I go to office, I go out. I mean, I try to be little innovative. When I have to do one-on-one with one of my team members, I have to do a team meeting. We go to cafeteria and do it, right? Like, I mean, innovative way to manage a lot of stuff. And then I was supposed to spend my time with my 13-year-old daughter today. It was like a date for both of us. She just finished her 9th exams, and then she's super stressed. I said, okay, let me take you out. So I thought I'll bring her here, but she was so lazy to wake up in the morning, she didn't join me. But like that is how I was trying to manage, right? Like the work-life integration, pretty much it is possible. And the doubt that she was, I think Palak's original question was, when you're higher up in your career ladder, that becomes much and more difficult. How should we handle it, right? Very true. Because to when we are in the when we are growing like next levels like directors, senior directors, and so on in the corporate world, your kids are also families also growing at the same pace, right? I had this doubt when I was a fresher, and I still have the same problem when I am like 18 years into industry, being a leader at the company. That is always there. It is all about prioritization, investing in yourself, you becoming more productive, right? Like quality over quantity. It is not about how many hours you spend, how focused, how productive you are. Everything is possible. And corporate also doesn't expect you to work 24 hours, but they look at the efficiency gains, right? Like over the number of hours that you spent. So yeah, this is exactly about it. Thank you.
So kind of your manager at office, manager at home.
Exactly. And I use them vice versa. I learn at home how to manage kids. I use that to manage my directs. And then I know how tantrums are thrown with my directs. I try to use the same with my kids. So it pretty much works.
Amazing. That's so good. So the last question will be that I asked to the entrepreneurs also. How would you define your career, maybe your journey, your story in one sentence or one word?
I think one word is bold. I have always been bold enough to take any decisions, take calculative risks. Yeah, I think we're too long, so I'm just trying to stop it faster so that people are not bored.
Okay, so for me, it would be what I've written in my bio as well. Destination not negotiable, flexible on the journey. So fix your goals, fix your targets, set career objectives for next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, where you want to see your life, where you want to see yourself, how you want to see your life spanning out, and work backwards. So working backwards is a principle which I follow. Set goals for yourself. You may make changes here and there, and that's why I said the journey can be flexible. But unless you know where you have to reach, how will you plan your journey? So the end results have to be fixed, you know, and then you can work on how do you get there. You know, managing resources, managing time, money, effort, investment, a lot of things. But there has to be a target where you set that this is the bar that I want to reach. Unless you set a bar for yourself, you will never know whether I've met it or exceeded it or fell below it. So setting that bar and working backwards is something which works for me.
So on this, actually, one question strike in my mind. There is a question that is being asked by everyone, maybe when we go for the job search and all, right? So the question, yeah, not even the interview, the managerial or the HR or other rounds, right? Where do you see yourself after 5 years? Do you think that question is even relevant? Because you know every year our goal changes. For example, if I achieve something today, the next goal will be different. So I cannot say after the 5 years where I will be, right? After 2 years it will be something more. After 3 years I'll be saying something else, right? Because I can say that because you know when I was a child I want to become IAS officer. Then when I joined engineering, then I wanted to become okay a corporate one. So it changes even now. I don't know. I have some thoughts, but I will not say it. But yeah.
No, understood. See, the question why that comes across is to understand your mindset and your outlook and approach, right? So the answer is not expected that you want to become a senior manager in the next 5 years or you want to become an entrepreneur in the next 5 years because those decisions will come along the way. The answer which is expected is what kind of impact do you see yourself creating in the next 5 years? So you say, I want to make my life easier in so and so way. I want to make life for the people working at this organization, or I want to kind of, this is the vision that I have for this organization, for this particular technology, and that's where I'm working towards. So this is the kind of answers which are expected. It's not like what are your next steps in career or how do you plan to, climb the career ladder. That's not the answer which the HR or the person sitting across the table expects.
Yeah.
So it's like in terms of more to do with your vision and the kind of impact you're willing to drive for the organization and for the larger world.
Okay, that's amazing. Do you want to add something, Annapurna?
Yeah, I think she's a HR partner, so she's the best person to answer. but the managerial round, we said that, like, even that question at times is little tricky, and I never ask when I'm in managerial interview, because of the same reasons. I literally look at people's journey, or I mean their efforts and where they're getting into. When the journey is good, when the efforts are right in the right direction, things will happen, right? Like, so journey is more important than the destination.
That's an amazing answer. Thank you to both of you.
For me, it's, I think, humility and empathy. These two things are so important in our life, and that helps us in actually building up that networking, working with people, collaborating. And that is something which is so important in today's world. Um, you should, as Subhina said earlier, right? You need a sponsor. It's very important. Make yourself capable, but make sure you have a hand on your head, right? It's so important. And these things you can achieve only if you have humility. You should know at what stage you should be able to show empathy, be it to your teams, to your bosses. Empathy is very important with your bosses also. And make sure you use humility as a tool to take you places at different levels. It's required at all the phases of your life and in all the situations. And there, that factor of asking for help, knowing what you need, at what stage, where to let go things and where to move forward. These are little things which which is with us all the time, every day, every moment of our life. And these little traits help us in tackling those situations. Because obstacles will be there all the time. Don't be life is hard. Let me be very honest with all of you. You are in shelter of your parents, you are in your home. The moment you step out, life is not easy. It's not easy. And there are very few people who will come back and will tell you that this is hard. You have to fight with yourself every day. And these are the traits which can help you find yourself. So know yourself, find yourself, and uske baad to, you can tackle the world. If you know, I want this and I can do this, and how what should I do which can actually help me sleep well at night? I think you have won the battle. So that's very important for me personally. So what I do is, from day one, once I started earning, I made it a point that I give it back in some form. So I joined Teach India initially when I was a journalist. I used to just go to those underprivileged, I used to teach those underprivileged kids. Why? It was not for them, it was for me. When I used to come back over the weekends, I used to do that and come back home. I used to feel so happy that yes, next 5 days I'm earning, and 2 days which I have. If I do this, it makes me happy as an individual. And it has helped me with my CV also, believe me. You will not know it now, but this thing really matters as you grow up the ladder. So give back, and that comes with compassion, empathy, and humility. So please do that. Remember, you have 10 rupee, keep aside 1 rupee. That is more than enough. 9 rupees is there for you to spend. Jo karna hai karo. But 1 rupee, please keep it and give it in. It's not necessarily cash, it has to be in kind, it can be anything. Give your time, uh, do anything, take a kid to a restaurant, do anything you want to do. It's your cause, you can decide. But do something. And it helps. It helps in the long run. It helps you to understand the mindset of other person. It helps you to deal with people at different levels. People come from different backgrounds, right? And the moment you start putting yourself in their shoes, conversation becomes easy. You communicate well, you the person, you win the trust of the individual, and you're there, right? So that is something which I've done always. I still do it, but uh, time is again one less thing of essence which can hold you back. But do it in some form. कुछ भी करके करो वो थोड़ी सी चीज.
Again, I'll say the positive. Yeah. I think thank you so much, everyone. This was amazing panel discussion. I hope you get so much insights from this. So we'll just go ahead with the felicitation. I'll just be back.
Thank you. You all have been very good audience here. कोई बात ही नहीं. No one is looking at the phone. No one is. We will cheer you all. It's an excellent audience. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now is the good part. It's okay. And if you have that problem, so I did name on it. Give it. Okay.
Well, working, mic working? No? Mic loud enough? Loud enough? Okay. So how are you feeling after very good conversation with the panelists? I was equally inspired to really hear them out. From my background standpoint, so I had worked in the corporate for about 17, 18 years before I moved into entrepreneurship. And hearing them, I'm also thinking if I should switch back to the corporate, but we'll come back to that later. So I just have some acts that I've written which I'm going to perform today so that I don't forget any one of them. So among the crowd, who has the maximum number of 500 rupee notes? 500 rupee note. Amir drove cone. Maximum number I asked. Okay, maximum number of 500 rupee note. Just check. Please check. हाँ. निकालो.
Cash. निकालूंगी नहीं तो नहीं निकाल.
That will decide. बिल्कुल सीधा. हाँ ठीक है. 1000. Double.
डबल में नहीं देने के.
हाँ.
तब तो मैं तुम्हें 10. अरे आपसे बहुत है यार, सोच लो.
हाँ. निकालो कितने हैं? निकालो. Just count them. Just count them. चलो मैं count करता हूँ. I'll give you the same. Oh my God, it's really. Yeah. तो ये जब मोदी सर ने वो बंद किया ना, क्या मनी डीमोनेटाइजेशन एंड डिजिटल इंडिया, सड़क पे पैसे मिलने बंद हो गए. अभी पहले मिल जाते थे कभी कभी ना, राइट? अरे दे रहा हूँ यार. ओके, दे रहा हूँ. आई एम गिविंग. ओके. हाँ. पलक, can I leave? I got my payment, guys. Thank you so much. So, Ada, done. Okay. Deepti, I got my payment. All right. So I want one volunteer. Any one of you? Any one volunteer? She's already scared. What you have to tell? You should you. Okay, Deepti, we are not taking your money. I'm just giving it to this lady. इसके सामने काउंट नहीं करना है. आपको एक काम करना है. इसमें से okay. Now listen to me carefully. इसमें से कोई भी एक नोट निकालो. कोई भी एक अपने पास रखो और बाकी इनको दे दो दीप्ति को.
एक भी मिलेगा ना?
हाँ मिलेगा. हाँ, राइट. ये इनको दे दो.
Only one. You
kept it one or two?
बताते हो trying to say.
You cannot bluff me, okay? Fold it. Fold करो इसको. एक सेकंड. ऐसे फोल्ड करो अच्छे से. ऐसे क्या होता है? ये मैं लेके नहीं भाग रहा हूँ इसको. और एक बार फोल्ड करो. हो गया. अच्छे से प्लीज बनाओ. यू आर नॉट. अच्छे से फोल्ड कर दिया. इसको रख दो, वेरी गुड। इसको मैं बंद कर देता हूँ और इसको आप अपने पास रखो, ठीक है? आपका नोट है? सॉरी दीप्ति, आपका नोट है? यार एक काम करो, मतलब मुझे ना कभी कभी ऐसा डर लगता है, आप ना मैम से साइन करो। नहीं, वो मैं आपको दूसरा दे दूंगा इसके बदले। आपका ऑटोग्राफ्ट नोट में रख सकता हूँ ना, आई विल गिव यू अनदर वन। दीप्ति मैम से साइन करा दो इसके ऊपर।
कैसे अनलॉक करना?
अनलॉक क्या करना है ये?
अच्छा ठीक है।
कुछ ऊपर ही कर दो साइन। हाँ हाँ, डॉट, ठीक है। एंड कीप इट बैक इन द बॉक्स। फेयर एनफ गाइज? ओके, हु वांट्स टू कीप दिस इन कस्टडी? मे बी चितना मैम, इनको दे दो। मैं इसको गायब करने वाला हूँ, ये नोट गायब होने वाला है यहाँ से, आपके डॉट के साथ में है। ये आप अपनी कस्टडी में रखेंगे, इसको कोई छुएगा नहीं टिल द एंड। फेयर एनफ एवरीवन? ओके, नाउ आई वांट मे बी अनदर 2-3 वॉलंटियर्स टू कम हियर। आप आ जाओ, आ जाओ, प्लीज कम। हाँ, आप इधर आ जाइए। Only one more. Okay, you come. All right, good. It's working? Yeah. What name?
Hi.
Name.
My name is Lahari.
Lahari. Please introduce yourself quickly.
I'm Asmita.
Asmita. Lahari.
Sailaksha.
All right. So, थोड़ा दूर खड़े हो जाओ. You don't have to look at what you guys are doing here. So, I want you to write any 5-digit number on this paper. Any 5-digit number. You don't have to remember this. Yeah. Leave it up. Write another 5-digit number on top of it. I want you to write one 5-digit number below this. All done? Excellent. Okay. I've asked the kids to write some 5-digit number on the piece of paper. I want you to sum them up. Open your calculator. Add them up. Calculator use कर लो यार. आप बैठ सकते हैं. Please go there. Take your respective seats. Just add them. It's a random number, right? You guys have written random numbers, right? I have not seen the numbers. Correct है? इतना टाइम लगा रहे हो, मैं मतलब कैलकुलेटर यूज कर रहा हूँ। कंप्यूटर ने बिगाड़ दिया हमें। You don't have to tell me that. I heard 137, by the way. It is 137 in the number. Did you guys hear anything else other than 137? No. Deepthi, please come here. Close the notepad. So you have the number in your phone. 137 you already told me. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Think of how many digits left now?
3 more.
3 more. Think of the 3 digits now. Only last 3. Just think. No. Just think about those 3 digits in your mind. Okay. Just keep thinking about those 3 digits. Last 3 digits in your mind. Don't say anything. 137 you said accidentally. That's okay. Last 3 digits in your mind. Imagine those 3 digits are flashing in the screen in front of you.
My manifestation is bad.
That's okay. Keep thinking. Do you see a 0 there? And a 7? And a 1? 1, 3, 7?
No.
0? Maybe 3 and a 7? Yes, so 137037 guys. So that's the number that you have on your phone. Can you show it to everybody?
It's 137037. Yeah.
That's the number?
Yes.
137037, everyone, thank you. All right, so, all right, please, you can take the seat. You may want to come, please. Please help me. So number was 137037. All right. Take this book. Go to page number 137. 137. Go to page number 137. Next was 03. Go to third line. 137, page number, third line, and look at the seventh word. Page number 137, line number 3, and seventh word. You have it in your mind? Close the book. Now, look at me carefully. You have a word. Can you spell it in your mind? Just spell it in your mind, don't say anything. It's a small word, not like 3-4 letters only?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 to 4 letters? Yes. Is it 4-letter word?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Keep looking at me. Focus on the first letter. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Don't close your eyes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, O. Let's start with O.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Good going, guys. So, focus on the second letter, please, for me. Just think about the full word now. Is it once? Once?
Yes.
Once, all right, good. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we'll come to the 500 रुपये आपके पास है अभी भी? निकला नहीं यहाँ से? My God, All right, so yeah, please take your seat. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, guys, so we know that every note has a unique serial number, isn't it? ये नोट आपका है? आपका है? ये नोट निकालिए. ओपन कीजिए. इस पे एक सीरियल नंबर लिखा है. Can you read that out?
So the serial number is 137037.
Can you re-verify that? Sorry.
Yes, it's 137037.
Thank you. All right, so yes, it's your note only, so you can keep it. If you want to give me, then you I'm absolutely. All right, good. So, any ideas? What's happening here? No idea? No idea? All stand, mind blown. What happened, Sumana? Yeah, so you're still into ones. So the tech people are now thinking, okay, reverse engineering they're trying to do now. What happened? How did it happen? So I'm not a tech guy. So okay, so we'll do one thing. We need to volunteer for this. Ajo. Any two. All right, so you can take the mic. Maybe announce your names.
I am Divya.
Divya and Archana. All right, thank you. So what we're going to do is very interesting now. One of you is going to help me, or rather both of you are going to help me. So who will help me near the stage, and somebody can sit there. One of you can sit there on the chair, and you're going to help me on the stage. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, just give this envelope to the ma'am. So we are going to do one magic with my ring now. All right, so it's a magic or a mind reading, whatever you want to call it as. So I'm going to use my ring to do the magic, and it's going to be very, very interesting. You just take this book and just see if it looks okay. You can keep your mobile if you don't mind here, so that There is no confusion. Yes. Just read through a couple of pages. Looks okay? Good? Okay. Oops, I fell in love. Not with you, with the book. Yeah, the name of the book, guys. Sorry. All right. You did open? No, don't. Just keep it with you, okay? All right. So, as I said, I'm going to use my ring to do the magic. All right. So, before that, I want you to stop me at any page you want to. Everyone? Want to stop anywhere you want to stop me?
Stop.
Here? Left page, or you want to choose the left page or right page?
Right.
Right page. Okay. So on the right hand page, all right, I'm going to keep my ring here and I'm going to move it. Okay, I'll first move it from left to right. What's your name? Deepthi. Archana. So you just check if I'm doing any cheating or not. Okay, you're going to help me with that. I'm going to move my ring from left to right first, and then from wherever you ask me to stop, I'll stop. And then I will go from top to bottom. So this is what I'm going to do. Fair enough? So,
Stop.
Fair enough? I'm going to go down now.
Stop.
Here?
Yeah.
Do you see a word here? In the ring? Yes? You see a word?
Yeah.
One word? Big word? In the ring?
Yeah.
Can you remember this?
Yeah.
Pakka? It's a long word, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you remember this?
Yeah.
All right. What you do is, take the marker, take the whiteboard. Oh my God, how many times am I going to see this? Can you write this word here? You remember, right? Huh? No, don't show it. Don't show it to her. Okay. So, done? Just don't show it to her. All right, ma'am. You asked me to stop at a certain page. I stopped at that page. Everyone? Yeah. You asked me to stop anywhere you want me to stop when I was moving my ring. Yeah. Is that correct? You verified that? I did not do any cheating. No. Not at all. I gave you something already written in the envelope. Can you open that up? Can you open? Yeah, please open it. Can you come here? Can both of you tilt this and then show what the word written?
Exactly the same.
Nonetheless. Thank you one more time. Thank you. Nonetheless.
Thank you.
Thank you. मुझे पता था ये एक्ट क्यों रखा पलकने लास्ट में, हाँ? If you would have done this right in the beginning, क्या होता था? People would have been thinking about it. It is. Of course it is. But this is interesting, isn't it? Huh? Redefine possible, yeah. Because I always see, I told, right, so I was a soft skills trainer where I love to be on the stage always when I give trainings to people, and a lot of questions comes from the audience, which I hate. And with the same theme, redefining possible, how is it possible for me to still be here and I asking questions to people and they don't ask me questions, right? So that's what I'm doing here now. So I'm asking you guys questions, you're responding to that, I'm still being on the stage, which I love. Okay, so we'll go to the next act. Who is going to be the volunteer? Who is the bold one? I'm going to crack something personal information now. आप सबके हाथ नीचे जाएंगे. Speakers, okay. All right, so.
Let's try to crack what he's doing behind the scenes.
Oh my God. ये cheating है यार. Behind the scene में मेरे सिर्फ props रखे हैं, अब कुछ भी है, see.
नहीं, जो tricks है आपका, जो हमको बताते नहीं है.
So, yeah, this is cheating यार. Palak, you didn't do the right thing to me. ये experience लोग हैं यार, समझो आप.
नहीं, Don't worry, we'll not switch to your career.
No, please do and experience this side also. Huh? Okay. So what we'll do is, I need one more. Please come. Aajo, aajo. You want also come? Yes. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I have a very fantastic, beautiful notepad, but I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. What you have to do is, just look at me first.
Okay. Hypnotized.
Not hypnotized. Your recent crush?
For like 16 years.
Yeah. Then that's okay. I mean, see, इसलिए मैं crush पूछा, boyfriend नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ मैं. मतलब crush तो हो सकता है ना किसी को किसी के ऊपर किसी भी age में हो सकता है, right?
I do have crush every single day.
So now you okay है ना, मतलब कोई तो recent crush है ना आपका, है ना कोई तो recent crush तो है. हाँ, say yes. You have to say yes. You can't. Yeah, exactly. Okay. हाँ हाँ. Stop recording. Okay. You have to think of the name of your recent crush. Don't think my name, please. So no, not acceptable. This is not done. Okay, till yesterday. Until yesterday. Huh? Huh? Before coming here. Okay. And she has crush every single day. She said, it's your words, huh? Yeah. And I don't want you to change that.
Yeah.
Therefore, I want you to write that name here in caps so that you don't change, and we'll show it to everybody, huh?
Okay.
Towards
Sure.
them.
Sure.
Fair enough, guys?
Yeah.
In the meantime, थोड़ा distance बनाओ आप, मतलब इतना पास में खड़े हो ना, मतलब मुझे नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है ऐसे. Okay, so that's one thing that you have to do. Boyfriend है? बनाना है? Okay. कोई चाइल्डहुड फ्रेंड है? फ्रेंड भी नहीं है? वॉलंटियर चेंज करो यार, मतलब क्या है यार ये? कम ऑन. What is this? कोई फ्रेंड नहीं है चाइल्डहुड फ्रेंड?
Not close friend, just friend.
जस्ट फ्रेंड, क्लोज फ्रेंड नहीं है. अच्छा, कोई भी क्लोज फ्रेंड नहीं है अभी तक लाइफ में?
Hey, girls में.
हाँ, मैंने बॉय पूछा. Did I say boy? Did I use that? No gender means definitely. मैं कुछ पूछा नहीं, मैं कोई फ्रेंड पूछा, कोई फ्रेंड है क्या? हाँ, तो गर्लफ्रेंड है.
That is more dangerous.
I am going with your words only. You said no boyfriend, the girlfriend है लेकिन. हाँ, ठीक है. Close है? बहुत close है. Okay. अगर आपको अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ कहीं घूमने जाना है, भाई हो सकता है ना, मतलब कहीं घूमने जा सकते हो ना. इट कुड बी, क्या था, गोवा, मतलब कहीं भी जा सकते हो. इट कुड बी इन इंडिया.
Expensive. Why Goa?
तो ठीक है, मैं इनको सिर्फ ऑप्शंस दे रहा हूँ. शी हैज टू चूज दैट डेस्टिनेशन. सो एनी ड्रीम डेस्टिनेशन दैट यू हैव where you would like to go with your best friend. I'll not want to call it a girlfriend now, sorry about that. So it was a joke. So with your best friend, if you have to go to a destination, your dream destination, what would that be? Just think in your mind. It could be within India, it could be outside India, it could be when budget is no constraint. So you have enough money. We have Deepti sitting right here. So if your trip is being sponsored by, say, Deepti ma'am, okay, so what would that destination be? Just think in your mind. Crush change mat karna, just please stick to that one only. All right. Now you are thinking of a destination. You are thinking of your crush till 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Before that. All right. Coming to you. Think of any number. Number तो हो गया ना, अभी number करेंगे दोबारा से. Number तो guess किए हम लोगों को भी, right? Or give her something that she can think of. Anything. that she can think of.
Food.
Food.
भूख लग रही है.
Food. फूड के बारे में कौन सोचता खाता है उसको यार, चेंज करो यार. हाँ, म्यूजिक 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 म्यूजिक. यू लव म्यूजिक, लिसन टू म्यूजिक. विच जॉनर? रोमांटिक. इनको यहाँ आना चाहिए था. चेंज द पोजीशंस. यू लव म्यूजिक? हाँ, तुम्हें वहाँ जाना चाहिए था. चलो ठीक है, ओके. रोमांटिक मतलब उसमें व्हाट डू यू लिसन टू? हिंदी सॉन्ग्स और इंग्लिश सॉन्ग्स और तेलुगु सॉन्ग्स? आउट ऑफ सिलेबस. सॉरी गाइस, एब्सोल्युटली आउट ऑफ सिलेबस कंप्लीटली. कुछ नया टॉपिक दो. नया टॉपिक. Shall I search for a topic? Food was good? Huh? Still you guys are hungry? Oh man. Well, people are enjoying here and then you are saying the people are hungry. Okay. ठीक है. So क्या किए?
लिखने के लिए बोला है, लिखा ही नहीं है.
लिखा ही नहीं. चलो लिखो. मूवी सोचो. चलो मूवी. तेलुगु तो भैया. What if I go wrong? You asked when I entered. You are asking question. Panelism. What if I go wrong? Then how do you answer? वही होने वाला है मेरे साथ में. हाँ? वही होने वाला है अभी. देखो मतलब फंसा दिया मुझे बेकार इधर. ड्रीम कंपनी. यू हैव ड्रीम कंपनी? कंपनी नहीं पता उनको. आज तो बेचारे सुन रहे हैं. हाँ, यू हैव ड्रीम कंपनी अदर देन गूगल और अमेजोन. सॉरी, नहीं ये दो चार कंपनी सबने सुना होता है ना नाम, इसलिए. इट्स बेसिकली ओके. हेल्थ कैटलिस्ट. यू कैन हायर मी इफ यू वांट. सो ड्रीम कंपनीज, no, it should not be too easy to guess, like Google, Microsoft, Tata, TCS, and these are very. But you have a company name in your mind that you want to go to.
Yes.
Other than. Ma'am. Don't show me, huh? Write down the name of your crush in capital letters. I want to show to everybody. Yeah? In capital letters. And don't show it to me. Written down. रुको. Tear that paper off and then. खाली ना? लो, इसको फाड़ लो इस पेपर को. Just tear it off.
नीचे जिराक्स लगाया था आपने?
अरे नहीं लगाया भाई. ये नोट पर आप ही रख लेना अपने पास में. इसको टीयर करो, एनवेलप में रखो. फोल्ड करके एनवेलप में रखो, मुझे मत दिखाओ. ठीक है? नोट पर उनको दे दो. नीचे जो जेरोक्स लगाया ना वो पढ़ लेंगे तब तक. अरे नोट पैड दो भाई. You want to go to? नहीं. आप वहाँ जाके बैठ जाओ. वहाँ जाओ. You go and sit there. Take this with you. आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ यार. आप कहाँ घुसे जा रहे हैं मतलब. हाँ, तो ना अब आपको क्या लिखना है? हाँ. हाँ, लिखा आपने? Got something? What? सीख रहे हो? अच्छा, प्रोसेस सीख रहे हो. हाँ? देखो अगर इसमें आपको लग रहा है तो, अगर क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कार्बन जेरोक्स. Last one. Right? Okay, I'll give you the envelope. Put it in that. ले लो यार अच्छी सी फोटो. इंस्टा में जानी चाहिए. प्रोफाइल पिक्चर टाइप्स.
ये बॉक्स टर्न करो तब प्रोफाइल पिक्चर अच्छी है.
ये तो मेरा रोजी रोटी मेरी है. ओके. सो ये ना, ये हाँ आपको एनवेलप दिया नहीं मैंने. लो, ये जो है ना नोट पैड मुझे मत देना, वो उनको मैडम को देना जाके. वो नोट पैड नहीं, ये आपके पास रखो। ये नोटपैड मुझे दिखाना भी मत, उनको दे दो मैडम को। इसमें कुछ तो इन्होंने बोला, कुछ जेरोक्स कार्बन पता नहीं क्या ही लगा के रखा होगा इन्होंने। ऑलराइट, एनवेलप इनके पास ही है ना? हाँ, दे हैव देयर रेस्पेक्टिव एनवेलप्स नाउ। ओके, दिस इज टफ वन, बट विल ट्राई एंड क्रैक इट। हाँ, किससे स्टार्ट करेंगे? हाँ, क्रश। अरे भाई, पता है मतलब ना, लेडीज का माइंड रीड करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, सच्ची बता रहा हूँ मैं आपको। इट्स वन ऑफ द डिफिकल्ट थिंग्स, बिकॉज आई एम बीइंग ए सॉफ्ट स्किल्स ट्रेनर, आई हैव ट्रेन्ड senior leaders on a topic called as handling crucial conversations multiple times, and every time I failed at home. एक सिंगल प्रिंसिपल वर्क नहीं करता है, एक भी, कसम से बोल रहा हूँ मैं, घर पे एक प्रिंसिपल काम नहीं। आ जाइए मैडम। एंड जैसे ही क्रश बोला ना, इनको समझ में आ गया भैया आज तो पोल खुलने वाली है, शिफ्ट। एंड मतलब जिस पोजीशन पे है ऐसे तो पहुंची नहीं है, राइट? जिस पोजीशन पे हैं ऐसे तो पहुंची नहीं है, बहुत सारी चीजें मैनिपुलेट करनी पड़ती हैं, जो उन्होंने किया भी। ओके, you have your crush in your mind? Yeah. Okay. Just imagine that person. Close your eyes, imagine that person. Keep imagining. Okay. क्रश कहाँ है यार? तुम तो जानते हो उस बंदे को ऑलरेडी। सो इस, हाँ, क्रश नहीं है ये। नहीं, वही मतलब ये क्रश नहीं है, इट्स नॉट ए क्रश। एम आई राइट? अच्छा, इट्स क्रश। हाँ, अच्छा, फॉरएवर क्रश है। मतलब कब से है ये क्रश? मतलब अभी रिसेंट तो नहीं लग रहा मेरे को, जैसे आप बिहेव कर रहे हो। हाँ, बोलो। मतलब इज इट अ रिसेंट वन? No. Meaning, I'm just trying. See, मेरे को इसके रूट तक पहुंचना है, right? So I need to find some way to get to that information that you have kept in your mind. Okay. If I am not wrong, is it a girl or a boy? अब ये क्रश तो कुछ भी हो सकता है मतलब यार। और आजकल ना पता है क्या है? अब देखो मैं बताता हूँ क्या होता है। एक बार ना मैं ऐसे ही एक्ट कर रहा था, एंड मैं पहले ना नाम गैस किया, और नाम गैस करके नाम क्या निकल के आया? अश्विनी। अब मैं सारा प्रश्न, लड़का है कि लड़की है ये? क्योंकि दिस इज सच ए कॉमन नेम, राइट? अश्विनी इज नेम फॉर गर्ल, तो इसलिए मैं पहले पूछ लेता हूँ, ये तुम लड़के के बारे में सोच रहे हो, लड़की के बारे में सोच रहे हो?
Obviously it's a boy.
It's a boy. Okay, think of the name now in your mind. Keep thinking about that name. I'm going to start from A to Z. Focus on the first letter of the name, and the moment I try and reach that letter, the moment I try and reach that letter, in your mind you have to shout it loud, stop. In your mind.
I should, okay, in my
in
mind.
your mind, you have to shout it loud in your mind, stop.
Okay.
But word बाहर नहीं आना चाहिए आपके मुंह से, ठीक है? First letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Start with M. Okay. All right.
When you're saying M, said like this.
तो वो उसकी गलती है। मुझे मेरा काम करना है। हाँ, you know the M से ही होना ना? Okay. अभी नोट मत करना प्लीज, उनको शक हो जाएगी, हम लोगों का पहले सेटिंग था। राइट? क्या? ए नहीं बोला? ओके, लेट अस सी। हो सकता है मेरा निक नेम एम से स्टार्ट होता है। हाउ डू यू नो? नो, राइट? ओके, लेट डू अगेन डू द सेम थिंग. व्हेन आई स्टार्ट, when I reach that letter, you have to say loudly in your mind, stop.
I can have the same expressions outside, right?
You can, okay, I'll not look at it, just shout it loud, okay? I'll not look at it, huh? You have to shout it loud in your mind when I say, start from A to Z. Just, you have to stop me, okay? Shall I start?
Yeah.
Shall I start?
Yeah.
तो stop मत बोलो ना. Let me start first. Is the second letter A? Is the second letter A? Yeah. Okay. All right. So third. A, B, C. पता नहीं क्या कर रही हैं. इसलिए लिखवा लेता हूँ मैं पहले लोगों से. इसलिए लिखवा लेता हूँ मैं लोगों से पहले. Can you take the mic? Can you announce the name of your crush? Can you?
I'll be loud. That's okay.
I mean, अगर गलत हो गया तो बेइज्जती में तो हंसना मत यार प्लीज. बहुत वैसे हंसते हुए अच्छा लगता है लेकिन यहाँ बेइज्जती वाला हंसना अच्छा लगता है. हाँ बोलो.
Madhu.
All right, so thank you so much. दिखाओ क्या लिखा था? मधु. वो कार्बन कॉपी वाला देके जाना मेरे को नोट पड़े मेरा. हाँ okay, it's not there. Thank you so much for joining me. Please have your seat. और कौन था भाई second? वो मुझसे पूछ लेना आप. वो मुझसे पूछ लेना आप. अरे यहाँ तक पता तो आगे ही पता लग जाता है ना. Okay. हाँ. Company. Okay. Company. But show the second one, right? चलो ठीक है. Come. All right. So you want to work for a company, and you have written the name of the company. You have it in your mind. That's your dream company, or you just have heard about that company. Heard about that company. Only heard about that company. Okay. Then if you get an opportunity, you'll work there or you'll not work there. You'll work there. Okay. So basically, it's a renowned company, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, you're from tech background. Means what are you doing? Studying?
No, tech.
Okay, you can use mic. What are you doing currently?
I'm a software engineer.
You're a software engineer. You're a software engineer and you want to work for a company. It's going to be an IT company only. Probably. It's an obvious. बेकार question था. ठीक है. Okay. If I'm not wrong, think of that company in your mind. The company exists in Hyderabad also. Yeah. Is that correct? Within 5-6 kilometer radius from here, probably. Yeah. Just roam around. Turn around. तुम तेलुगु में टर्न कर रहे हो यार, मतलब नॉर्मल टर्न करो. Okay. So you stopped at that direction. Do you have a company name there? No. All right. So let me try. Can you spell that name in your mind? In your mind only. Face that side. Yeah. Spell that name in your mind. Spell it and visualize that name on the wall in front of you, on the top. Okay? Do me one thing. With your right hand, let us say it's Amazon. Okay? Hypothetically, if it's an Amazon company, hypothetically, it's not there because I ruled that out. So what you have to do is just have to put your finger there and in your mind say A, M, A, Z, O, N. Can you do that? In your mind, don't say anything. Done? Does it have a letter that is repeating? Yes. Excellent. Okay. Is that Qualcomm? Yeah, can you show that to the people? Qualcomm, guys? Yes. Thank you. Okay. The boardroom? मुझे ना नोवाटे से इसीलिए निकाला था, कैसे निकल रहा All right, so take the mic. Okay, done. The last one. Okay, done. Now you have a friend with you. You want to go to a dream destination and budget is no constraint and you have selected a destination. Okay. Right? Okay. So if you're going on a destination, say dream destination with your friend, you have a friend which is a girl with which you know with whom you're going, okay? Just think about that destination in your mind. I don't see any beaches when you're thinking. No beaches. I see some mountains in your eyes, possibly few mountains, okay? So you're not going on a beach vacation, you are going on a mountain. So mountain vacation, okay? And think of that place in general in your mind. The spiritual vacation, is it? Yes. Oh my God, okay. How is it? Spiritual mountains. So the only option for the mountain spirituality is left with, say, Kedarnath, Badrinath, something like that. Yes. What's that? Yes. That? Okay. What is that? Can you show me? Kedarnath?
What is it? Kedarnath or Badrinath?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be Kedarnath if I'm not wrong. Yes. It's Kedarnath? Okay, show me it. It's Kedarnath. Thank you so much, and I've already been given time up. So I would like to thank you, Palak and Google, for giving me the opportunity to be here with you guys today, and I hope you liked and I am able to do justice to what I am as a mentalist today, and looking forward to have some informal interaction maybe next few minutes. Thank you. अच्छा लगा? Thank you.
Trade is one thing.
हाँ.
What took this away is the way you engaged on it. The fun part.
अच्छा.
Trade तो बहुत लोग करते हैं.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the way you conducted also.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Glad.
That is something which really.
Shall I take it after your presentation? Because it will be distracting for you otherwise. I can do it later. You can just close it. Okay. And after your presentation is over, then I can take my stuff.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I was actually fighting with Palak for the time slot. It was going to be extremely difficult for me to follow up after Atul. Atul, how did you do that? Teach some to me. I work for people operations and my job would be so easy if I could read people my way. I know. So, alright. So, we heard a lot of stories. Okay. How did you feel when, in the morning when you were walking into this room? Hesitant, meeting new people. I myself, I had to present today and I was not at all confident. But after hearing to the entire band, it changed my whole ballgame. Okay, how did that happen? Because we heard stories. So I have a 9-month toddler whom I left home. And when I heard speakers and panelists saying the same thing, I could relate. And that changed the whole perspective for me. And also, I'm also from one of the conservative families. and wearing this kind of dress 3-4 years ago was not a thing in my family. Right. So thinking about these stories, I was really excited, and I want to share how do we redefine possible at Health Catalyst India. But before I get into that story, I want to introduce Health Catalyst India to all of you, and want to show you what we do and who we are. Okay? From there, we'll take it forward. Can anyone take a guess from the name? Catalyst, I think in every chemical reaction you might have heard. So what does catalyst do? Yes, it helps fasten the reaction. So when we say health catalyst, what do we do? What do you think we do? Sorry? Yes. Exactly. So we work for US healthcare providers. We work for US hospitals. What we do? We are a catalyst for massive measurable data healthcare improvement. That is, we do data analytics for US hospitals and help them achieve better outcomes so that they'll be able to provide better care to the patients. Okay, and the graph you see here, that's the graph, that's our journey, where we started. And I'm really excited to share this graph because from the interactions we had since the morning, I understand this is an audience who loves growth and who are passionate for growth. So we started in 2008, and today we are at around 1092. We are primarily US based with our presence in different countries like UK, Asia, and Middle East. And our journey, particularly in India, started 3 years ago with an acquisition of a company called KPI Ninja. When we started, we were 24 team members old. And today, as we speak, we are at 160 team members. I'm talking about 6x growth in the span of 3 years. So imagine the kind of opportunities we would be able to offer to you. All right. So moving on to the next slide. So I will decode what do we do. But before we get into that, I want you all to hear from our co-founders on what we do. Okay? A small video for you.
Before Steve Barlow and I founded Health Catalyst in 2008, we had the great privilege of working at Intermountain Healthcare in Utah. They had asked to build an analytics system to support their clinical integration work. They couldn't easily access data, and they didn't have an analytics platform. Steve and I had identified a need to provide a solution that blended data, analytics, and professional services expertise. In a nutshell, that was the beginning of Health Catalyst. Steve and I helped our first customers achieve results in record time, and we built our analytics platform from the ground up based on everything we'd learned working inside of healthcare. We unlocked the potential for data-informed decision-making and sustainable change. We do this by giving our customers measurable, data-informed healthcare improvement.
Okay, before we get into the video, I know all of you all are waiting for lunch, but we have something even better. We have vacancies for all of you. All right. Okay, so this video, it is basically talking about decoding what we do at a larger scale. So if I have to break that down for all of y'all, I need 3 volunteers. Y'all can sit wherever you are, but I need 3 show of hands so that I'll be able to better decode it. Lovely audience. I love the initiative. So let's go with you. Your name?
Shravani.
Shravani. Okay. Shravani. Okay. So can we go to the previous slide, Meghna? All right. So Shravani, for next 15 minutes, you're going to be the data management lead for entire Health Catalyst. Okay. All right. So at the first level, what we do is we collect data from healthcare providers and hospitals in US. Okay, that is what Shravani does. And when I'm telling you this, it sounds very simple. Arpana says that Shravani collects data from healthcare providers, but then the scale at which she is doing is she's collecting data of 60% of hospitals in US. So imagine the number of records she will be handling, imagine the number of data fields she'll be handling. And also, when you say data, it will be received in multiple formats. For me, my date of birth is DDMMYY. For you, your date of birth is MMDDYY. How will Shravani convert all of them into a standard format and make sense out of that data? So that is where we use something called as rule engines, where we convert different complexities of data sets into a standard format. And now, thank you, Shravani, for being the data management lead. Who's our next volunteer? All right. So the next thing, you have such huge data of healthcare providers. What do? We analyze that data. How do you think we analyze the data? Can you take a shot? When you say data analytics, what is first thing comes to your mind? And especially analytics of healthcare data. Visualization. More specific. Yeah, auditing, graphs, data points, yeah. So visual representation of data is what you do. Yes, so what we do, we have this huge data and which has been now converted into standard data format. What we do, we analyze that data. To analyze the data, we need measures in place. So you might have heard about a hospital talking about their heart surgery success rates. How do they do that? They measure the success rates, right? So like that, for each hospital, we have around 6,000 measures in place where we measure the metrics of each hospital, and that is where we derive our analytics. So we use this data to derive at those analytics, okay? And the next step, the final layer, is our service expertise. What we do here is we compare hospital A to hospital B. If hospital B is achieving a better outcome for a particular measure, how are they able to do it? So we take those inputs and we help hospital B achieve that better outcome. So that is how we help our clients achieve better outcomes and provide better care to patients. Okay? Any questions here I can answer? Is that clear? All the 3 layers we operate in? Great. Okay. So, okay, Arpana, we are doing all that. But why do we do that? What is success for us? Success for us is the number of patient lives saved because of our intervention. So if we could play a part in saving an extra life today, so that is what gives us meaning. Okay. So that is what we do. Now I want to talk about how we do it. Okay, so today we heard many of our panelists sharing stories about the struggles they faced, the barriers they had to overcome, the stereotypes they had to break. So how do we try to eliminate all those biases, all those stereotypes at Health Catalyst is something I want to explain to you all using this slide. So we do it by practicing something called as our golden rule, which is our gardening principle. this principle governs all our interactions across time zones, across borders, and across levels. So, what is this? So, we acknowledge that we know only a small part of someone's life. So, imagine this entire circle being your life. So, but that blue picture is what we are here today. So, I'm here today because I love to listen from women who break stereotypes, who break barriers. So, that is the blue picture, which is a part of me for which I am here today. Similarly, I know only a part of y'all, but we never know what battles you're fighting through to be here today. So it is always good to assume that everyone we meet is fighting a battle which they are unaware of, which we are unaware of. So what we feel is we have to treat everyone with kindness, humility, and respect in all our interactions across the board. So, yeah. With that, at Health Catalyst, we try to break biases. So when you're treating everyone with kindness, humility, and respect, there is no room for judgment or bias. There's only room for encouragement and support. So that is what we try to create and eliminate barriers and stereotypes. So today, as we celebrate the powerful stories which we heard of redefining what's possible, let's also make a daily commitment to offer grace, not judgment, to lead with empathy, not assumptions, to create spaces where everyone feels valued, respected, regardless of where they come from and what battle they are fighting for today. Okay? And because breaking barriers is not a one-time event, it is a commitment we make throughout our life. And that, my friends, is Health Catalyst Way. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay, now the interesting part, right? Okay. All right, so we are hiring. We have an internship program, which I'm sure all of y'all would be interested to apply for. So please reach out to the email ID which is mentioned there. Our internship program spans for 6 months. First phase, which is remote phase where you can work from home, that is for 3 months. And phase 2 is on-site where you'll be working from this office. And after you pass each evaluation, you'll be converted into a full-time team member. And our current opens positions are into these roles. So please feel free to reach out and please feel free to refer. We also have full-time applications, full-time positions which are open, we are currently hiring for. And these are the full-time openings. Please take a picture and refer any of your acquaintances. Thank you so much.